All right, hello and welcome to Sanctums and Spies. This is our 13th session with our still unnamed group here that is in exploring a kind of a ice cave in the north of the Zimni Fields. But before getting into a recap here, a little bit of housekeeping at the top of the session. We use music from a couple different places here on the stream. First one of those places is filmmusic.io. Any of the songs that we play that are from filmmusic.io has information for each of them down in the panels. We also use music from the official Critical Role Welcome to Taldore and Welcome to Wildmount albums. And there are links down to purchase those down in the panels as well. Highly recommend you check out all of the music. It's all great stuff. And before I get into a recap, anybody here today want to offer a little bit of a lore drop in exchange for inspiration for the last bit of the dungeon here? Okay. I'm going to keep the secrets today. All right. So I'm getting into that recap then. I'm going to change up the vibe a little bit here. Let's see. There we go. That's a good one. All right, so we return to our party here after they entered into an ice cave. They had went on their kind of excursion out from Asarius out to the Zemni Fields to check out the closest marker that was on the map in the underground first temple that was beneath Asarius. And after arriving there and having a little bit of hiccup in the Shadow Hand's teleportation spell, half of the group had went off to the Gorbaran farms that were having a bit of a problem with pests in the form of myriad operatives who were there to come after a sword that the family had protected for generations at this point. And in the gratitude, or rather in thanks from the family after saving them from the myriads who were on the farm, they gifted the sword Frostbringer to the group and gave the location of the cave that it came from so that you could potentially travel there yourselves to see what other artifacts it held. And the group decided to do that after Udia was returned by the Shadow Hand and headed up north to the ice cave and found a very interesting entrance. It was kind of built into the mountainside itself, and behind it, after hitting the door with a bit of cold damage, cold magic, the doors opened into a very kind of natural looking ice cave. And after some searching and investigating what was in the cave here at this point, and an explosive satchel from a former delver who was in this cave, the group found that the light of Frostbringer, when placed over the back entrance of or rather the back of the cave, showed an entrance to another area here. This part more manufactured looking, not so natural, with smooth stone walls here. The group entered through a long hallway into a square room, four walls, four doors. Um, uh, on top of the one that they had just walked through. And each of those walls had ornate decoration over them, various snowflakes and very kind of themes of the cold over the doors. The group decided to go over the door that was most ornate first, fighting a animated staff of frost as well as its frozen dragonborn guardian. After that, going to the kind of next down the line, the one that was slightly less decorated, but still more than the other two, and found there a hunt, not a fight, but a hunt, as Gloriel wrestled with a winter wolf that was working on chasing the group while the others fled from two frost lynxes that were trying to stop them from grabbing the bracers on the other side of the room. Finally, Winnie and Gloriel went into the least decorated room, leaving one left after that, and found a large, very cold, otherworldly river that they had to cross. And after grabbing the small ceramic tokens that were dedicated to each of the prime deities and using the Matron of Ravens, the Raven Queen's tile, to get across, they found themselves with a new item, the Needle of Mending. However, the boat would not return. But with some quick thinking and magical solution from Winnie, with a misty step and a floating disc to get the two of them back across the river, they returned to the main hall. And that's where we bring us back to today. This is the group kind of hanging out in the main hall here with one room left to go. What would y'all like to do?
The professor is just going to pull out the sending stone real quick and just send a brief whisper to his grandkids before moving on.
Okay, what is the message he's sending?
I whisper it so no one hears.
Okay.
Unless they're trying to. But
no, that's totally fine. If what I was going to say is, if you want to,
it's nothing specific. It's just
send me a private
them.
message. Yeah, if you want to send me a private message, I can let you know.
I'll do that in a few minutes.
Totally. Yeah, I'll let you know out of game what the response is from the.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as the professor sends his message, you all stand here, still very cold in this room. But, yeah, what would you like to do?
I guess we can go into the last room.
Does seem to be the last one. We might as well come this far.
Okay. So everybody just
might as well complete the set. We still don't have the artifact.
Okay. Anything anybody wants to do beforehand, or is the group just heading in?
Okay. Just going in.
Okay. So as you walk through this final door, it is very reminiscent of the first door that the group went into, which was the most decorated of the walls. As you walk through the hallway, it looks almost identical, and you can see through with a bit of soft glow coming from pillars inside the next room that the room itself shares the same construction shape as the first room that you entered into. That, with one exception, there are 4 pillars in this room. Each of them have a torch on them. It is currently lit, and even standing in the hallway, if you don't enter into the room, you can feel a bit of warmth coming off of them. And as you look into the room, you can see 2 frozen figures on the other end, very similar to where the animated Staff of Frost was standing, or rather floating in the air as you entered into the first room.
Is there anything else besides the 2 frozen figures?
I would say go ahead and roll a perception check.
Eight.
An 8.
Nope.
Yeah. 2 frozen figures is really all you see besides the pillars in here. It looks like pretty plain. You do see that one of the figures seems to be holding a glowing orb in their hands. Seems to be giving off a light blue glow.
Can I go up to the orb figure holding thing and just poke it with Frostbringer? I'm like,
sure, yeah, absolutely. You kind of give it a little ding, ding, and you hear dink.
Okay.
And as it kind of, with the light that Frostbringer gives off as well, each of the little taps seems to almost give the appearance of a little bit of frost receding, almost as if where you had tapped it had melted off just a bit. The second tap, ding, a little bit more. By the third one, it has made maybe a couple inch diameter excuse me, a couple inch diameter spot that is thawing. You can tell that another tap would probably start a reaction that would be big enough to get rid of the frozen nature of whatever's happening here.
So you're saying that Frostbringer is like slightly warmer than whatever this icy thing is?
Not necessarily, but when you tapped it, you're not sure if it was the cold aspect of Frostbringer or what, but or if it was just the contact with this. But there does
Okay.
seem to almost be, and it is like you can tell there's not actually ice. They're not moving. They almost kind of look like these weird frozen in time statues. But you see, different bits of color, almost like the color has been made a little more drab. Like they may have had more color at one time, but now it's like a little more, a little less brilliant and frozen in time here. So you don't get a sense that there's actually ice around it that is melting, but there is something that is receding when you do that.
Got it.
Do you want to give it another tap?
Sure.
Okay. You do so.
Nothing bad has happened so far.
You do so. And the kind of that illusion of thawing out around this round sphere, it kind of extends outwards to all of it. And you see it now glow brighter. And you hear the same kind of similar cracking that you did when Winnie reached for the animated Staff of Frost when the Dragonborn started to come to life. And you look over to the right as well, and the second figure starts to move almost in this like very slow twitchy movement, breaking off whatever it is holding them together. And at that point, I would say let's go ahead and roll initiative.
The Tao of D&D. I see the professor rolled a nat 20. I rolled a nat 1 on my initiative.
No.
19 for me. I'm convinced D&D Beyond messed with my RNG because I canceled my premium subscription.
Oh, no.
It's giving you worse rolls because of it.
Yeah, I haven't been rolling above a 10. It was so funny because I play in a different a different campaign, and my modifier to hit is like plus 15, and I was like 17 to hit, and my DM was like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" I was like, yeah.
Okay, and what was your initiative for Udia?
19.
19. That's what I was getting. Got it. Okay. All right, let's get that camera switched over here. And we had Udia up front. Okay, Professor, with your 26, you are up first.
It's actually not good for me to go first usually, unfortunately. It's hard to get sneak attack when you go first.
I will say, because Udia was up there tapping on the sphere, you do have Udia next to
Got
the
it.
figure that was awakened up.
Let's see. Which figure am I? Can you just point for me?
Yeah, not at all. That one right there was one who just got woken up.
No. Which one is me? Like
You. I'm sorry. That one would be you right there.
Oh, okay. Do I have enough movement to get into to flank the one that is near Uria?
Let's see here. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. If you use your bonus action dash, you can get on the other side and flank.
You know what? I'm going to just move 30 feet closer towards that direction and then do 2 attacks. Action, bonus action. Let's roll them.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
The rust-colored psychic blades are coming out.
Nice.
11 to hit. Never mind.
Okay.
Or 14 to hit. Hopes.
14 will hit. Yes, this thing that has been awakened seems to be wearing robes of some sort and not any kind of armor.
Yeah, 15 damage.
15 points of damage. Okay, got it. Your rusty psychic blades fly over Udia's shoulder and hits this creature in front of her, and you see it as it's waking up. So it kind of pull back with pain in its newly awakened form.
All right, that's my turn. Thanks.
Okay. Udia, what's your dex?
+2.
+2. 14 or 15?
14.
14. Okay, go ahead and do. We're gonna do quick rollies here. Just roll a d20 and let me know what you got. 10 is what you're rolling against.
13.
13. All right, you're up first. Go ahead and go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna use my little d20. So the one in front of me is not moving, right?
I mean, that's the one that you were tapping. It seems to kind of have that twitching movement. Both of them seem to have been awakened in some sort of way.
Okay. I'm gonna turn so that I'm between the two of them.
Okay. So kind of up here.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cast the fish.
The fish.
The fish.
The fish it is. And where are you casting the fish?
Right next to me.
Right next to you. This side here?
No, like right in the little space between me and the other.
Oh yeah.
Mama, baby girl, what are you doing? Yes. So that's my last 3rd level spell. 2nd level spell. I only have 2 more 1st level spells. This is great. I forgot we hadn't taken a long rest. Hi. So I'm gonna hit with my spiritual weapon. Where's my little d20?
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
17 plus 6, I think. 23.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Right. 28. 3 points of radiant damage. Wait, actually, I think it might be 7. Hold please. Where's my actual character? Spells. Yes. 6 points of radiant damage.
6 points of radiant damage. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, as the fish kind of slams down on this other character, also seems to be wearing robes, holding kind of a basic staff as well.
Okay, and then I have 3rd level spells. I forgot about this. Great. And then I'm going to and this is okay. Just for continuity's sake, I am holding Frostbringer with 2 hands, so I don't have my shield up.
Okay, got it.
And I'm gonna I'm gonna try to chop off the hand that's holding the orb.
Okay, sure. What I'd say is if you want to go specific like that, I would add an additional number to the AC to try and go specifically, and it would have to be. I would give a threshold for damage. It would have to cross to in order for that to happen. But if you want to try and go for that, we can definitely try it. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So what I'll say is that's to go for the hand specifically, small body part that can move quickly. It's going to be a +5 to their AC. And then we need to get above 15 points for that to actually slice off the hand.
Okay. So that's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 will hit. Yeah, you get on. You're able to find the wrist of this being.
And then this is 10 plus 3 plus 16 points of damage.
16. That's one over what you needed. You slice off the hand, and this kind of orb that it was holding drops to the ground, and it kind of turns to look at you now, and you can see that there is this human face, but it's almost this uncanny valley where it looks and turns, and you expect to see like a twisted expression of pain, but it kind of almost has a blank stare with eyes that are just fiercely staring at you.
Question: is the hand still holding onto the orb, or is the orb and the hand like separated now?
I would say the orb and the hand are separated now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
Anything else? Okay. All right. So let's see. The next one to go is the one across from you with the same initiative order. It's gonna turn, and let's see. Seeing what is going on here, it's gonna take a step diagonal this way over behind one of the pillars, and given your damage output and attacking the other one, seeing you slice off the hand of its ally, it's going to make its arcane burst attack at you. Yeah. And that's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That hits, okay. So you take a total of 14 points of psychic damage as you see this blast of arcane energy hit you, and then like kind of spread. It hits and spreads over the course, or over your body, and then all kind of like moves towards your head, and almost creates this pressure, like something is squeezing down on your head, and you feel that pain kind of settle in. And that is going to be their turn. Winnie, you're up next.
Oh my goodness. What to do here? I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the one that just cast that spell.
Okay, the one that's kind of over corner area.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is going to be for their dex. They rolled a natural 6, so I think that's going to be a failure.
Yeah, I think so. It's a 17 save.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, they don't have a plus 11 dex. Okay, so they light up the kind of amber honey color of Winnie's fairy fire magic. And in fact, right here. I don't have one specifically for fairy fire, but we'll just use this for now. Okay, anything else for Winnie?
That's it.
Okay. All right. The one who is currently handless is going to go next. And they're going to look around and start to, well, they want to do the same thing as the other one, but they are right next to Udia and want to back away. So they are going to move backwards 5 feet and risk the opportunity attack there.
All right. 22 to hit.
22, yeah, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage on that one.
12 points of damage.
12 points. Okay, got it. You slice through this time. You can see this creature moving backwards, kind of holding their hand, and you get another slice in, and they kind of step backwards. They're looking really hurt. You've made quite a bit of wounds. It's just weird. It's still that weird face, though, of no pain, just this intensity in the eyes. And they're going to move back into the corner here and are going to use their multi-attack. They're going to make 3 arcane bursts. One at Udia, one at the professor, and one at Winnie to try and stop them, stop the onslaught from everything that has come from everybody this turn. So we're going to go with Udia first. That one is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
I'll silvery barbs.
You want to barbs that one? Okay, got it.
Yeah. She's low. She's looking rough.
That one is lower. That drops it to a 14 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. So who do you want to give advantage to, Winnie?
I will give advantage to Uria.
To your okay, got it. Okay, second attack here at the professor. That one is a natural 20.
You know, in my younger years, I was immune to natural 20s. Not anymore.
Okay. So
Should have saved my.
It's fine. I'm the protagonist. What could happen?
Well, Yuri is hanging on by a thread, hit point wise, so I was worried. And she's the cleric, so.
So that's going to be 31 points of acid damage to the professor.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Did I get healed at all when I was gone? Was there a short rest?
No, I think it was going into the room and then coming back out.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh no, I don't have spell slots.
Well, I'm down.
Well, does it uncanny dodge help at all?
Is that? Oh, it's an attack roll, right? How do I undo? Whatever.
So that would be use your reaction to do. You'd be using your reaction to.
I just forgot. I'm talking about on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay, got it. So if that's what you're doing,
I'm gonna have that with.
Right, so
I
that'll
never
take you down to
15
points of acid.
Never use it. Let me just make sure it's. I want to make sure it's not just melee because I can't remember.
Just an attack.
Just an attack. All right, I will use my reaction to like dodge out of the way of half of the acid.
All right,
and then not immediately burn
15 points
dissolve.
of acid damage.
All right, 15. Ah!
All right, and then the third arcane burst at Winnie. That one is a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's my AC.
That's gonna hit. Okay. All right, so that's going to be a total of 18 points of acid damage to Winnie. As they shoot three kind of orbs of this arcane energy that, as it hits, kind of splashes out as acid onto you and starts eating away. At both
no problem. All right. That's okay.
Gloria, Gloria, you are up next.
Okay, so I'm going to do something a little surprising, and I am not going to rage.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's a very small amount of damage. They're not doing anything that I could would help. So,
For sure.
I'm going to charge the fairy fired one.
Okay, got it. 25 feet gets you there.
And I'm going to take a couple of Great Weapon Mastery attacks.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll those attacks.
I can figure out where I put my player sheet. Oh, God. So that's an 8.
An 8 will not hit, unfortunately. Even with the fairy fire lit up, they're able to see your axe and take their staff and kind of block underneath the axe against the handle and push it away.
I rolled 2 5s.
Oh, ouch.
Yikes. And an 8 and a 6. So, yeah, that's an 11.
Oh, no. No, you swing down and you see that they are a little more nimble than you expected and are able to dodge out of the way of the next attack.
Should have taken the hint from the Nat 1 initiative roll. Okay. Move me up just one space. And then, not that it makes a big difference, but then I'll be done.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We are back up at the top of initiative. Professor, you are up next. What are you doing?
I'm the one that's fairy fired. I'm just gonna give it the old psychic jigamaroo.
Psychic jigamaroo. Got it. Go ahead and roll some attacks.
And they have advantage.
Yes, they are fairy fired, so you do have advantage.
That's a crit.
Crit, that hits.
Nice.
All right. That's 6. That's hold on, 19. But then I have to roll something else. So just keep in mind, just 19 plus because it didn't. Wait, no, it's not working. All right. 19 plus 3 plus 11, which is 33.
Very nice. As your blade flies through the air, while they seem to be dodging Gloriel's attack, you take that opportunity to fling one of your psychic blades, hitting them, and you see them scream out in pain.
Still up? All right. Well, I got more, so
Okay. Yeah.
sucks to be you.
Go ahead and roll the attack.
25
25 hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage on that one.
with 8 psychic damage.
With 8 psychic damage. Nice.
Nice ones, Professor.
Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you, except in my younger years when I could have.
With that, you see it kind of scream out again with this psychic damage pain. Gloriel, in front of you, you see it kind of burst out with blood coming out of its nose with that psychic damage. Anything else for you, Professor?
The professor will just use a free action to be surprised that it's still standing.
Okay, got it. All right, Udia, you're up next.
Okay. So.
You have advantage from silvery barbs.
I do have advantage from silvery barbs. 3. Okay, so I'm also hurting real bad. So which of the two of them looks more hurt?
I would say of the two, the one that the professor was just attacking looks more hurt. They're both looking pretty rough at this point, though.
And that's the one by Gloriel?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to send the spiritual weapon over there.
Sure.
And do an attack.
Okay. Still fairy fight, so you get advantage.
It's a 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
7 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And if I wild shape, I can't attack on the same turn, right?
Correct. Yeah, because it's bonus action attack, so action would be your wild shape, so you wouldn't be able to attack the same turn.
All right. I'm going to get up to the one on the corner.
Okay. And you look as your fish comes down and hits this wizard while you can see blood coming out of its face. You can see it like kind of fall to the ground to a knee. You can standing wobbly on its feet as it is on it is flirting with the Raven Queen currently with how close it is to death.
Well, hopefully somebody kills it before it kills me. And then I'm going to... Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best thing to do. I'm going to Primal Savagery and attack with my claws.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll an attack against it.
Baby D20. Don't fuck me. Baby D20 didn't fuck me. Oh, you can't see the little crack.
Can't see it.
That's
What is it? Nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay, so that's 8, 18, 20, 32 points of slashing damage.
Oh yeah, go ahead and flavor that fatality.
Yes! I basically get very angry because I'm like, I just want to go home and take a nap. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to be here anymore. And like my nails start growing uncontrollably, and I'm like, I have too much rage inside of me to be able to communicate this in any other way other than trying to choke somebody out. So I just like shove my hand up to its like throat area and just start squeezing and shoving my nails into its like skin, and just
And
like
you expect to see blood, and it's almost this like ashy powder that starts to come out of its neck where you start to grab on, and then finally after some of that starts to fall out, you see this odd like blue blood start to just drip from the neck, and you feel it go limp in your hands as you grab it there. Okay, anything else for your turn?
no, I'm good.
Okay, got it.
The professor will just. I technically can't move right now, but I'm going to take a few steps away from Uria anyway. And violate the rules. I'm sure we all understand.
We're the violate the rules on that one. Okay, got it. All right, so the one up next to Glory L is next. It is currently lit up, and just watch Udia really take out its ally. But Gloriel is right here. If it takes a step back, it's going to get that opportunity attack, and it is looking super hurt. So it is just going to roll a disadvantage with an Arcane Burst against Gloriel, seeing if it can deal some damage and get away from this situation here. And that is a 16 total.
That does not hit.
All right, Gloriel, almost kind of in wanting to stop this attack after your axe blows were deflected. You see the arcane burst coming at you, and you take the flat head of your axe and kind of just deflect it off to the side.
Since I just got my shiny new bracers of defense, haven't I got Wonder Woman on them?
Yes! All right, love it. Even better. You take those, and it just goes over you, kind of wrapping around with the arcane energy. Love it. That takes us to Winnie. You are up next.
All right, and we have one still standing.
One still standing, correct.
Let's see what I can do. Winnie doesn't really have too much damage dealing stuff. He's just going to go with good old-fashioned Firebolt, I think.
All right, Firebolt it is. After the professor has heavily weakened it, go ahead and launch that Firebolt.
Right, that's a 13 to hit.
A 13. Its armor class, where it's currently at with the robes, is at 12, so you do hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Yay. 18 damage.
When you go ahead and flavor that fatality for me.
All right, so she just lets out. She just puts her hand out, and a bolt of fire just shoots out, and fire engulfs the ice creature, and it just melts like a snowman on a sunny day.
There you go. And Gloriel, you see in front of you, and Professor, you're there too. You see it kind of melted down into this weird, almost quicksilvery looking puddle. And you are left with the kind of limp body of the one that Yuria is holding, and this kind of puddle here of what is left. But with that, we are out of combat.
Is anyone here knowledgeable in anatomy?
I am going to take 10 minutes to cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
While that is happening.
At third level.
No?
And what was your question, Professor? About
is anyone here knowledgeable in anatomy?
I don't think so. What is that, a survival?
19, me, I think.
Okay, I show you my arm. I say, are my insides supposed to look like this? And there's like stuff because I got burned with the acid or scorched or what is it? What's the term? Anyway, yeah, parts of me are dissolving. It hurts.
Okay, good.
Yeah, y'all don't look great.
So that's 19 points of healing for everybody.
Okay. So over the course of the next 10 minutes, everybody gains 19 points of healing from Udia.
Wow,
I would
I
have
feel
used
great.
that 10 minutes to cast
you're amazing.
Identify on the orb.
Thank you.
I don't like being the healer of the party, but alas, here I am.
And let's change up just a little bit here too. Okay. So when you go, you cast Identify, and you say you're doing it on the orb that was left?
Yes.
Okay. You take the 10 minutes while Udia is lining up the prayer of healing. And after casting Identify, you can... it's this odd thing that the casting of Identify itself seems to illuminate on the inside, and it seems to be that this is a glass orb of some sort, and the Identify actually brings back the information. On the inside of this glass orb, there's a ring of mind shielding.
Can someone remind me what that does? Is it like you can't have? Is it like anti-divination or something?
Yeah, let me get the exact details here. So for the ring of mind shielding, while wearing the ring, you're immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you're lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible until you use another action to make it visible, until you remove the ring, or until you die. If you die while wearing the ring, your soul enters it. Unless it already houses a soul, you can remain in the ring or depart for the afterlife. As long as your soul's in the ring, you can telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it. A wearer can't prevent this telepathic communication.
Winnie, you should take it.
I don't know.
It'll help you be protected from, being followed.
Well, we have to get it out of the orb first. Let's figure that out.
The professor will just take it. Or smash. Wait, I have a dagger. I'll just smash the orb.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll at the orb.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, attacking. Thing. That's an 18 to hit.
18? The glass shatters.
Okay, and it's
revealing
20 damage if you include sneak attack. I guess I sneak up on the ball.
There's just this weird scene of the professor kind of sneaking, and everybody's kind of...
never saw it coming.
I do the thing, I'm hunting rabbits, and then I sneak up on it. And then I take the ring, and I'm like, what does the ring look like again?
The ring itself is, it kind of resembles like a carved brain. It has, I guess not carved, it has little like purple gems inlaid to kind of really give the look of a brain with a gold band around it.
I mutter to myself, your favorite color. And I put it on and I say, well, this is going to be my second favorite ring. And I show my wedding ring.
I just said Winnie should take it. Why are you putting it on?
I'm kidding.
I
Winnie,
don't.
take it.
I don't want the ring. I have too many things already.
All
I think the person who is telepathically susceptible could use it.
Yeah, I could technically have one-way telepathic communication because I could talk with someone and then they could. Yeah, all right. I guess that's a use.
Right. And
Anyone
who's
else want
the
it?
person who, when we need to lie to somebody, who does that for us?
Not the
The
professor.
professor? Huh?
I'm actually not a very good liar.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not really me.
oh God, it is me.
It's not the professor. We don't let the professor talk to anybody. Or I don't let the
Well-
professor talk to anybody.
I will also
I
say
have
that
too
as
many things already.
let's say as the four of you are kind of in this room discussing this, you can see out through the hallway now. The pillar in the main room does seem to have this kind of dome-like glow over the top of it now that was not there before.
Ooh, when he runs out to it.
Okay.
This is what we came for.
Winnie, you run out and you see out on the pillar a key. I just dropped in Discord what the key looks like. It kind of almost has a maze-like top to it. It seems to be a black iron of some sort with a couple of wires holding some of not holding them together, but kind of adorning the top left and right of the circle here with a skeleton key look to it. Winnie, you do see, however, as you look at it, there is some sort of glow, and every few seconds you see almost a quick flow of electricity.
I look around. Is there anything that it might fit into?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
No. Can somebody help me look?
I'll help.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So you can go ahead and roll with advantage, or both of you can roll.
Okay. I got a 22. Uriah, help me look for a lock that this fits into.
And with...
That's a 20. Dirty
Okay.
20.
Nothing that you can see. There doesn't seem to be any keyholes, even taking Frostbringer and using the light there. Don't seem to see any keyholes.
All right,
Might be worth identifying the key itself.
Yeah, I think you're right. I guess I'm gonna have to touch it. All right, you guys keep a lookout for that frosty stuff, and I grab the key and try to cast Identify.
Winnie, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Sleight of hand. Oh, I guess we needed the professor for this. Oh, my sheet's going nuts. I'll brush it.
I would offer to help, but I get the sense that I don't know what's happening, and so I'm not able to help. Is that right?
I mean, if you're coming into the room and you kind of see the group going, if they're explaining to you what's going on, I mean, you could see what's going on.
No, I don't know magic. I'm just going to read.
I got an 18.
An 18, okay.
Didn't even need my help, because Winnie's amazing. And so is everyone else.
You reach in to try and grab the key, and you take 6 points of lightning damage as the energy causes you to pull your hand out.
All right, I'm gonna, and it's still in its dome.
Yeah, the key is still on the pedestal, kind of in this like little. It's got just a slight glow, and as you reach into the dome, kind of gave you a shock.
Can I use? You said that there's like a necklace or something on the end of the key.
No, it's the image I posted in Discord. It's circular. It's not like necklace like. I guess you could attach it to a chain and it would, but
There's nothing like. It's just the key. There's no like thing.
Right, right.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Frostbringer and I'm gonna shove it into the thing and I'm gonna try to like scoot the key.
Oh, and try and scoot the key. Okay, you
to
push Frostbringer in, or try to at least. But as it hits that dome, it kind of deflects it off.
That's good. I'm gonna go tug on the professor's sleeve. Professor.
Oh, how may I be of service?
Can you get this key out from the dome? Be careful, it stings.
Okay. I shake my hands and blow on him, like I'm getting ready, and then I go for it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
15.
15, okay. You take 6 points of lightning damage as your fingers pass through the dome, and as they do...
Alright, let me just mark down 6. Stings. Alright, hold on. Yeah. In my younger years, I would have done this on the first try, but I need to just get acquainted with things first. Alright, let me try one more time. Absolutely nothing bad will happen this time. And I go for it.
Okay, go ahead and roll another sleight of hand check.
Nat 20 for a total of 26.
26. Okay, got it. So you all kind of see the professor get ready, get the hand ready, and grab the key quick enough before the electricity hits the dome. And you have the key now in your hand.
I do a graceful bow and present the key to Winnie.
Oh, thank you, Professor. I will now try to cast Identify on it.
Okay. Are you going
While this is
ritual?
happening, I just want to do one quick thing.
Sure.
I would like to just talk to Yuria real quick and say, Yuria, I just wanted to thank you for the healing earlier. I think that even in my younger years, I don't think I would have survived for very long being as injured as I was. So I know we clash sometimes, but I am every day thrilled to adventure alongside you. Anyway, and then I go back to reading my.
I'm like cleaning my fingernails, and as soon as I see the professor come up, I cast Primal Savagery, and so my fingernails come out really long. And then he starts being nice. They just slowly retract them. Like,
Okay. And Winnie, are you doing identify as a ritual or using a spell slot?
She would do it as a ritual. She wouldn't. It wouldn't occur to her to do it a different way. At least not the first time.
Okay. Winnie, you cast identify, and as you go through and finish the ritual here for this item, you get back something very interesting. This is an item called the Infiltrator's Key. And for the dormant version here, I'll go ahead and post the details in the Discord as well. You now know this is a mithril skeleton key that was forged using the blood of 12 master thieves executed for trying to steal magic items during the Age of Arcanum. Winnie, you now know what you have found here in this ice cave. This key is a vestige of divergence.
Wow. I think this is a key made for the professor.
How so?
Aren't you our sneaky sneak?
I'm very light on my feet. It's true.
I think if we need to get some. Yeah.
All right, I take a look at it. I'm just looking at the picture right now. Oh, very intricate. Looks like a maze almost, except, yeah, not just looks like a maze, but some parts are cut off from others, so it's not really a maze. It just looks like one from a distance. Anyway, well, if no one objects, I just give a few seconds for, speak now or forever hold your peace kind of thing. All right, I'll hold on to it. I'm going to put it in my inventory. Is it an item that you can put in, or do I just put it in?
I can add it in for you. It is that's what it's called in D&D Beyond.
Please
It
add
is
it because
it is Infiltrator's Key. Yeah, it's Infiltrator's Key. It is the dormant version.
Okay, is this a regular item or is it a custom one?
It is not a custom one, not specifically.
It is an Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Exactly.
Why I do it.
Wait, there's a Awakened, Dormant, and Exalted. I don't know which one is...
Dormant.
Dormant. All right. Oh. Okay, it's dormant?
Mm-hmm. So basically
do we know what happens
do...
when it's something else?
You wouldn't. No. The group would not know.
I wouldn't.
No.
Okay.
No, I know in the group
that it's dormant? Was that explained to me? Or is it just...
I would say go ahead and roll a history check to see how much.
I'm good at history.
Yeah. 22,
and I can go higher if I need to.
Okay, I would say with a 22, you would have heard of vestiges of divergence, especially being a professor, and you would know that they do have forms that become kind of more powerful.
Yeah.
That as you use them more, they can do that.
I'm going to say that I know that you can do stuff with them, but because magic is not my specialty, I'm going to say I don't know, but I know someone who might know, more.
Okay.
That's usually the thing. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Winnie.
Could Winnie tell if it requires attunement?
It does. Yes, it does require attunement.
Okay.
Oh, how long does that take again?
It would take a short rest. Take an hour.
Okay. Next time we rest, I'll just have a look-see at it, make sure I know how it works.
Some of y'all look kind of rough. Do we want to go ahead and declare mission accomplished and find a good spot to camp?
Yes.
Yes, and also, how big is the key?
The key probably lays across your hand, so if you had it like in your palm and go from like the bottom of your palm out to you extend it past your middle finger, it's
It's not like an ordinary house key size, is what I'm saying. Right?
no, it's a little bit bigger, yeah.
Okay, got it. Just good to know. Well, yeah, I'm down to rest.
Okay, maybe we should exit. We don't want that nasty fungus getting on us.
Well, yes, that's what I meant when I said find a place to camp. I did not mean in here.
Yeah. We also have the wolves with us still.
And almost on cue, you can see the panting breath of the wolves here, and trying to keep warm with some extra movement.
Let's go.
So heading out the way you came, using Frostbringer to create the opening in the ice cave, you head back out to the door, kind of use Frostbringer in a similar way to slice across and deal some cold damage, and as you do, it kind of opens up to nighttime here in the Zemni Fields. Enough time has passed that it is turned to evening here, and you look up and can see a few clouds in the sky, but mostly clear. And although it is a cold night, it is still warmer than the cave that you are coming from. And you can head back down the slick path that you had walked up to get to this area, back down to the base of the mountain, and in again to the Zemni Fields. Here up near Ice Haven, there are sparse trees if you wanted to try and find some trees for a little extra shelter, or you could kind of camp out where it's a little more open. But that's up to you guys and what you're looking for.
For flavor reasons, can I just say that the coat, or cloak that I was given was dissolved in the acid?
Sure, yeah, that would flavor-wise absolutely make sense, yeah.
Yeah, I used it to deflect some of the acid with my uncanny dodge.
That was the uncanny dodge was throwing up the
Yeah,
code.
I took it off and like threw it at the acid. I just want to, quick thinking. But now I'm just a little cold.
Okay, got it.
Winnie, do you mind if I have a hug? It's a little chilly out here. Oh,
Sure,
fuck me,
you
I
can
guess.
have a
Right?
hug, Professor.
No, I'm kidding. What?
Sure,
What'd
you
you
can
say?
have a hug. Hugs are good.
Awesome. Give Winnie a big hug, and it helps me keep warm. And also, hugs are nice.
While I'm watching that display, I kind of make motion to the wolves and go search out like a flat area where we can set up camp.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I'll roll some checks for the wolves here. Oh, nice. Yeah, natural 20. So they come back after probably about like 10 minutes or so, and lead the group to a nice flat spot that it kind of dips into the ground a little bit and has a boulder on one side. So it's a nice little place to camp.
All right.
All right, now I'm going to attune to the key.
Okay. As you all kind of settle around here, how are you guys getting set up for camp here? Are you just all kind of hanging out in the open air? Are you lighting a fire, or what's the camp setup?
I can't light a fire because I'm all out of torches.
That's right. You did use all those in the cave.
I think I may have some. I'm gonna go out.
I can
to
light a
see if-
fire.
Yeah, if I can find some like rabbit to hunt or like squirrels or something.
Okay. Are you doing this in wild shape with the wolves, or just going out to look and?
I'll do it in wild shape with the wolves.
Okay, sure. I'll say, give me a general. Let's do like a survival check with advantage here, just to represent your time hunting with the wolves.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The same as that. a natural 20 for a total of 26.
Nice. Okay. Then I would say go ahead and roll a let's call it a d6.
5.
5. You come back with 5 small animals, various rabbits. I would say if you're going as a wolf, even maybe like a pheasant, but you find 5 pieces of small game to bring back to the camp that you could cook up for a nice meal.
All right, I'll give one of. Did the wolves find their own food?
I would say they each found their own. Yeah, the
Okay.
5 is what you have for the party.
For the party. Okay, I'll turn back into a person and start the process of skinning and gutting and doing all
Okay.
the fun things you have to do to animals before you eat them.
Okay, got it.
In the
Winnie's
middle of
going to. Depending on how much extra time she has, Winnie's going to start copying spells from that spell book she found.
Sure. So a long rest would have 2 hours of light activity, which copying spells into spellbook could count for, and then 6 hours of just complete rest. So if you wanted to start, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's 2 hours per level. For copying those in, you could either start that process, or if you wanted to forego resting, you could do that, and that would give you enough time to get. Let's see. I think that would give you enough time over the night to get a 3rd level spell in.
But then I don't get a long rest.
But then you don't rest, right? So if you, and it's also what if the group wanted to just kind of stay out here a little bit longer as well, to give you the time to do that, that's fine too. You guys don't have to, rest and then go. It's kind of up to you all on how you want to kind of do that. You're wide open on what you can do right now here in the fields.
Well, if I could have an extra 4 hours, we could be a lot more comfortable. If we want to spend some time in 6 hours, I could make us a lot more comfortable.
I am always happy to spend a couple hours reading. Oh, and I just want to say for flavor and RP purposes, you think that you're sort of getting a break from the professor and his chattiness when he reads, but he's always like saying or oh when he reads, so it's still annoying.
Okay, got it.
Just to be clear, even when I do, even on my free time, I still find a way to be annoying. Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, so it sounds like Winnie's going to start doing some transcribing and the group will stay here a little bit longer for that rest. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay,
Fine by me.
Okay, cool. So Winnie, you take the time in some of the nice paper that was bought back at Asarius and start to study how to craft. I'm assuming Tiny Hat is the one you're going with?
I would have thought so, but I don't know if I can take a 3rd level spell yet. I have 3rd level spell slots.
Gotcha. I see.
I have 3rd level spell slots.
That's a good question.
Oh no, you're an artificer. You're artificer, but like one wizard, or was it the other way around? I forget.
Other way around. So I have the 3rd level spell slots, but not the 3rd level
You
spell.
can copy it into your book, but you can't cast it. Not yet.
I think it's the other way
only
around.
possibility is that rituals might be different, but I don't know.
I think it's the other way around. I think she can cast it because she has the spell scroll and the slot, but she can't copy it in yet. I think it's the other way around because we both have 3rd level spell slots by now.
Yeah, so let's see here.
That stuff.
Yeah, so when you find a wizard spell 1st level or higher, you can add it to the spell book if it's a spell level that you can prepare, and if you can spare the time to decipher and copy it. So the way I'd interpret that is if it's a spell level that you can prepare 3rd level spells. There's no requirement.
She can't,
no, she can't. She can cast 3rd level spells. she can't prepare third level spells.
Oh, I
That's
see.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So like she can use it as a spell scroll, but she can cast it. But she
Gotcha.
can't copy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Of course, if each still has level up to level 6, it would solve all of our problems.
Yes. Well, and I don't have enough paper for more than that.
Okay.
So I could copy. I could
Mhm.
copy hideous laughter, and we could get to sleep sooner. But then I wouldn't be able to copy this interesting looking hut spell until I was more powerful and until I bought more paper. You guys want to wait, or you want me to copy what I can now?
I mean, if you can't use it, Winnie, I think you should just copy the stuff that you can use.
Okay, I'm going to copy the funny one. There's a funny spell in here and it makes people laugh. I think that's going to be such a great, happy spell. I'm going to copy that one.
Hideously happy. Okay, got it.
Then we can go to bed on time.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do just a real quick bathroom break here, and then we'll come back and figure out how we're doing the rest. Okay. All right. So Winnie, you're gonna copy that spell. Is it safe to assume then you're gonna take first watch for while you're copying that spell into your spell book?
Yes, and I'll have Owl now fly around and help patrol and help.
Okay. I'll kind of you pop them in. Go ahead and roll perception check with advantage for your time on watch.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, got it. I would say with Owl's kind of distance sight, I would say about pretty far in the distance, over 500 feet, probably 5 to 750 feet or so. Owl does spot a figure just kind of slowly moving. It is in the opposite direction of your guys' camp, but Owl does clock that.
Okay, if it's moving away from us, I guess I'm going to. I won't wake the others, but I'll make a note of it.
Okay, got it.
The time and direction and its pace.
Okay. I would say if you're looking through Owl's eyes, go ahead and roll an insight check on that.
$17.
17, pretty good. It's a weird walk. It's a weird kind of shambling walk. The figure does seem to be humanoid, but it does strike you as odd, not typical. It is not consistent either. It definitely seems to be something not typical walking away from the camp.
Yeah, and I'll definitely, whoever's next on watch, let them know that I think I spotted weren't we going to go hunting some undead for our wolf friends? I think I have a lead.
Okay. Yeah, they had mentioned that there was a lot of undead in the area. Yeah. Okay, got it.
I'll take next watch.
Okay.
Okay. I fill Uria into what I saw.
Okay, got it. And you finish your watch. You copy your spell into your spell book, and now have a new tool to use. Okay, so Udia, you are taking the next watch here. The wolves, Rust and Silver, as they've told you their names are, they, I would say Rust stays asleep. He was the one who had been injured initially, but Silver stays up and actually watches with you as well. Keeps an eye and an ear out. So go ahead and roll perception on your watch as well.
14.
14? Okay. For you, it stays pretty quiet. You do see Silver gets up at one point, probably halfway through, and leaves for about 15 minutes. And then comes back and just kind of settles in. And this time kind of gets a little bit closer and stays awake, but lays down a little bit closer to you.
All right.
And with that, everybody will say wakes up the next morning to a warmer than the cave, but still pretty cold morning of the Zenny Fields in autumn nearing winter here. With that, everybody can mark their long rest.
Yay.
I had one spell slot left. One first level spell slot.
That means it was a good day, in a sense. That's Derek, not the professor.
Okay, and with that,
You sound
you
very
all-
similar. I know.
You all wake up. There's plenty of games still if you'd like to prepare some of that from the night before with Udia and the Wolves Hunt. But the day is yours to do what you would like here in the Zenny Fields. What would you all like to do next?
Professor will start his day by doing some stretches.
Okay.
You got to keep limber.
I will join the professor in his stretches.
Okay.
And I
got
would
it.
side-eye both of them.
Okay.
Excellent.
L'Oreal and the professor go through a morning.
I don't know the names of actual stretches, so just pretend that I do. I'm going to start with the one where you put one arm forward and one arm back, and then you go like on one knee, kind of, and you sort of go forward.
Okay.
Archer.
Archer, sure, that's what I'm doing, and then
Warrior
we'll go
one.
from there.
We've got some stretching and Winnie kind of looking over the notes from the night before of the new spell. You see the wolves kind of get up and do stretching as well. They get that big dog stretch going, big yawns.
Winnie will go and pretend to be stretching like she knows what she's doing, but she doesn't. But she's gonna look to see if the professor's wearing that new ring. She's gonna go pretend to be stretching and look and see if he's wearing it.
The psychic one.
Mhm.
You mean? Oh, I didn't put that in my inventory. Thank you for reminding me. Is that also attuned?
That is an
Yeah.
attunement item as well.
All right, let me find it. What's it called?
Ring of Mind Shielding.
Yep. Well, actually, I would have used an action to make it invisible because I don't want people knowing that, right? That kind of, it's good if they don't know. So Winnie actually doesn't see me wearing it.
Okay. Well, she'll ask, Professor, are you making good use of that ring?
I flick like the ring, so it makes a sound even though you can't see it, to show that it's on my
Good.
finger.
Okay. There's a part of Winnie that can't stand wastefulness.
That's. I hear you.
As long as somebody's using it.
That's why
That's
I always
good.
compost.
Yeah, me
True.
too. Right.
It's great.
Hard Udia side-eye at the professor.
What's wrong with composting?
You don't see it? I mean, unless you have really high passive perception.
Okay, and I'm not gonna try. It's fine.
Just gonna side-eye. And then I'm gonna go at the puppies when they stretch. I'm gonna go, good stretch, big stretch.
They kind of come over and wag their tail a little bit.
When you said good stretch, my puppies were also very happy.
Okay. All right. Well, with everybody's morning routines kind of happening, a little bit of food cooked over the fire, what would you all like to do here going about the day? What's the next destination?
I'm going to let Winnie lead the way, or someone else. Anyone but me, really.
Puppy parents.
Well, Uria's the one that spoke with the wolves, and we promised to help once we were done in the cave, and I think she knows where we're supposed to head to help.
I don't know where we're supposed to head, but if that's what we're doing next, I can tell the wolves to guide us to where we have to go.
Okay, unless you don't want to help the wolves anymore.
I want to help the wolves.
I want to help the wolves too. Yeah, that's great.
Right. I tell kind of like Rust and Silver that we're going to help them get their mom.
Okay.
I think it's their mom. And
Are you fully doing speak with animals?
yeah, I'm gonna ritually cast Speak with Animals, and just tell them that now that we're done with that, we are going to go help them find their person,
Okay.
and to take us to where they were taken from.
Okay. As you mention their person, their tail starts wagging, and they give kind of a response back. We can lead there. She's at the Bastion.
Do y'all know a place named the Bastion? Winnie, Professor, L'Oreal, the universe.
I don't. Do I? Does Winnie know a place named the Bastion?
I would say everybody can roll a history check. This is one of those interesting rolls where the players have the knowledge, but you get a roll to see if you get a reminder.
18.
13.
I would say an 18 is enough that Udia would recall that Arceris, the Cobalt Soul Monk, had mentioned that there is a new settlement in the Zemni Fields called Hope's Bastion. That was likely the place that the wolves are referring to.
Gotcha.
Oh.
And I rolled a 2 for a total of 1. So I really need to change my dice rolling method.
Yeah, that might be a sign and a rather inconsequential roll overall to take the sign on. Okay. So, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do, the Rust and Silver kind of head off and stay about 25-30 feet ahead and start walking.
Off to Hope's Bastion.
Okay. Let's have somebody roll. Let's have a D20, just to get an idea of how that travel goes for the day.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
Here we go. Don't blame me if it goes wrong, but blame me if it goes right. 14.
14. Okay, got it. Okay. So the group travels, I would say, probably about half a day or so in the direction that the two wolves are leading you in. And about halfway through the day, I would say that since you did the roll, Professor will say you're the one who looks up and sees it. You do see a pair of giant eagles flying off in the distance, probably a couple miles away, but you do clock some giant eagles up in the air. What you would know, I would say, from your time as a professor in Rexentrum, which is kind of just on the edge of the Zemi Fields, very near to here. That's not very familiar for this area. That is definitely something unique.
That's not very familiar for this area. I just note casually.
But other than that, the group has safe travel through the day, and you can see as you travel that you're going south. So off to the right-hand side, you can see that the plains give way miles and miles away, but the plains give way to trees and to mountain ranges, and you can recognize the forest of the Velven Thicket. And as you travel farther south, with each step seems to get a little bit warmer as everybody thaws out from the time in the ice cave, and it is still, still a little chilly, but every step down is a thawing of the morning dew, and the moisture that is collected in the clothes just kind of drying off, and the sun comes out in the middle of the day. And it's kind of this very ideal scene for a moment. There are two happy wolves running out in front of the party. You're all kind of walking through this very, it's not a forest, but it is, green grass and rolling hills. There's groves of trees every now and then. And it is for this brief time here on your travel time during the day, this really nice and relaxing walk that everybody has, and that has kind of been contrasts to everything that has happened over the last couple of weeks and everything that had happened since venturing down into the hole in the Sarius and finding those gloves that Winnie's currently wearing. But you travel for the rest of the day, and probably about, we'll say 5 or 6 in the afternoon or so. After clear travel throughout the day, see in the distance, off about a mile or two, a large wall. And it's interesting because it's a wall that is currently being built, and you can see from here people in the distance moving small pieces onto the wall that they're kind of building and expanding out. But the first thing that strikes you is this wall is very ineffective because it is incomplete and not actually built around this whole settlement here. It's stone, but serves as more of a ceremonial archway to the entrance of this little settlement than to actually serve as protection at this point. But you are certain that what you see in the distance is Hope's Bastion. I would say at this point, the wolves would kind of turn and look to Udia to kind of like giving a little, hey, this little message of, hey, I want to talk.
All right. Oh, I mean, I'm not wasting a spell slot on that. I'm going to originally cast Speak with Animals. I'm going to walk for 15 minutes and be like, all right, give me a second.
Okay. So everybody kind of takes a break from the walking of the day and takes the 10 minutes for Udia to cast Speak with Animals. And the two wolves, Silver does the talking, and she says, thank you for getting us here safe. If you'd like to leave, we can make it the rest of the way ourselves. But our human will likely offer a reward for our return.
I mean, I told you I would help you find them. Why would we leave now?
She just kind of gives a head tilt. If you want to continue, you can. We're safe.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you all follow the wolves another couple miles into the outskirts of the settlement. And they don't actually go in. And when you get closer here, kind of near to the wall, you do see some actual buildings here. There are a lot of tents that kind of line this small little village-like settlement. And you see tents of a variety of colors and styles. And in the center by the wall, there are some buildings that seem to have been set up. And you can see there's a well in the center of town. That seems to be a central spot where people are coming and going here in Hope's Bastion. But the tents outside look like they have a variety of type of people. You do see from this distance that on the back edge there are Crownsguard tents. And there are Crownsguard here, some that are up by the wall, some that are just kind of patrolling around the outskirts. You do see there is a little bit closer to the actual village. There is a set of tents that seem to be all cobbled together. It is a mishmash, almost like if you could picture a tent fort where you have different wooden platforms where it kind of looks like a bunch of tents that have been put together and built up to make a 3-4 story tall structure of tent. If you were to compare it to something in our world, maybe like something you'd see at a big event like Burning Man or something crazy like that, you just kind of like, whoa, what is that going on here? But the wolves run off to a very kind of nondescript tent, green in color, and it is on the outer edge of even the line where the tents are, probably still about 300 to 400 feet away from the village. The wolves run in, and you hear, as they do, an excited exclamation. Where did you come from? And you hear kind of ruffling of fur. What's that?
I said, where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton?
And you hear the ruffling of fur. And you see now stepping out from the tent a half-elf woman. You see slightly pointed ears. And she's got black kind of curly hair that goes down past her shoulders. And the first thing you sense on looking at this person who steps out is that they're recovering from injuries. She has a simple leather sling over her shoulder with one of her arms in it. It looks like some cuts that are healing on her face as well. She has a stern look about her overall, but she does have a smile on her face as she walks out of the tent here. And she looks to the four of you with kind of an exasperated look. How did you find my friends? Who are you all?
I look at Uria because this was her thing, so I expect. Normally, the professor is always the one who talks, but this time,
Uria kind of just goes, well, we found your wolves, and they told us you were captured, and we told them we would help them find you, but you seem to be doing just fine.
She kind of like has a big smile and kneels down and kind of pets them a little bit more and puts her forehead to Rust's forehead and says, yes, I had been captured. I was thankfully recovered by a group of adventurers here from Hope's Bastion. But I thought that these two had died. And they're some of my only friends in this world. And so I don't know how to thank you. Thank you so much for bringing them home.
Sure, yeah. Rust was a little close. I'll be perfectly honest, you might want to check them over.
Of course.
But they've been fed and watered the past couple of days, and they seem to be doing pretty fine. We walked a really long way, so they might be a little tired.
Yeah, they're used to that. And she goes back into the tent. Here. And grabs a coin pouch and kind of holds it out to the group. It's the least I can do. You have given me a gift that I cannot put a price on.
I feel like Udia kind of just like doesn't want to take the money, so if anybody else wants to take the money, they're gonna have to do it.
Okay.
Oh, Winnie steps right up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Professor.
Thank you.
She's bonus action dash.
Back with her, yeah.
Bonus action dash. Money.
I
got
think
granted.
Well, you're holding the group
granted.
loot.
That's all right.
Sure,
yeah.
I got 12 grand gifts. How much money do I take?
She holds it out and hands it to the group. 150 gold pieces.
All right, let me add that.
Oh, that's the exact amount of paper I need for that spell I can't do yet.
That's awesome. She says, "My name is Aswin," and she kind of looks around. She looks at the four of you again and kind of looks around. My tent isn't quite big enough to accommodate. I could get a fire going if you'd all like to sit and rest. Sounds like you've been traveling for the day.
I'm down.
I mean, if you can point us to like a patch of grass that has not been taken by anybody.
And she just kind of looks around. She goes, yeah, things are still fairly new around here. Still getting set up in this settlement. They just announced the new Starosta and Lawmaster and Watchmaster and all of the positions here in the settlement. So I don't know a ton about what's going on with those, but right now any space outside of Hope Bastion is free to camp. If you all want to camp out here by my tents. You're welcome to go into town if you'd like. But I this is a bit awkward. I do feel the need to ask, where are you from?
That's a complicated question.
Yeah, I'm kind of from all over. Winnie's not sure if she should admit where she's from, because I think would Winnie have some understanding that maybe people from the Empire didn't really like people from Jorhaus?
I mean, generally speaking, yes. Yeah, I mean, things are pretty tense overall. There is a tenuous truce between the two nations, but there is certainly some ill will. I think that is bad blood between many people in both nations. Sure.
Yeah, so I think she'll just say, "Oh, my family has a farm on the outskirts." She's not going to say the outskirts of what.
Okay.
Okay. But you know what? I heard that there was a dragon attack here. Were you here when that happened?
She goes, I was. Well, in a sense, I was coming back into town. I was actually being rescued by Bastion's watch. And the dragon came into town as we rode in. And we did have a few casualties. But we have had a couple of professors from the Solstice Academy here. And they have been helping us train against, specifically fighting against dragons for some advanced fighting techniques. I've still been recovering, so I've been able to partake. But, yeah, it was not...
I was going to say, Udia has no idea what the Soldiers Academy is, but as soon as she says the word professor, there's a big sigh and a lot of eye rolling.
Okay, got it. She says it hasn't been back since, and we did a bit of work to injure it before it left, but it is rather unsafe to be traveling the Zemni fields too extensively. That's the reason I had not gone out looking for these two. I thought that they were likely dead. But I thank you for bringing them back.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Sure. Yeah.
For the Solstice Academy, had Winnie heard of that?
You can roll a history check.
Have I heard of it?
Yes, you've heard of it.
Yes.
25.
I live for it.
More than just heard of it. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. With 25, I would say, yeah, Winnie has heard of it. There is the Marbletone's Conservatory on the Jorhassian side, and Winnie would have heard of the kind of Dwendalian Empire equivalent of the Solstice Academy, where mages and those who are academically gifted go to train and be taught by very accomplished mages.
Oh, so are those people still here, or have they left?
I think there's a couple still here. I saw them doing their dragon training yesterday. I think maybe a couple of them, not all of them who first arrived, but a couple of them.
Do you think they would train someone like me?
You can certainly ask them. Listen, you all were quite... You're a bugbear. And you look to be maybe Drow? If she talks to Gloriel on that one.
The professor is giving an angry look, which I assume is mirrored by Yuria.
I kind of like get in front of them, between them and her, and just say, we're a party from the Water Ashardi tribe.
And she kind of puts her hands up. She just kind of puts her hands up right away. Listen, I have no issues. But I have heard rumors that there was a group of dynasty spies that was discovered in the Velven Thicket, and things got a little heated. So I would just recommend proceeding with caution.
Yeah. I can appear otherwise for periods of time.
Does that sound familiar to us?
I would, in terms of
her saying like there was a band of spies that was found in the Velvet. Like, have we heard about that?
No, huh? That would be way off your radar. Yeah, way off your radar. Just listen. I don't mean to insult or offer any offense, and you have no judgment from me. You returned my best friends. Just proceed with caution. The Chantry of the Dawn does have a presence here, and there are gods that are forbidden from being worshipped in the Empire. And yeah, I don't know that everybody here will have seen a bugbear. So that might be a bit startling to some. But if there's anybody...
Of the Dawn?
The Chantry of the Dawn, yes, it's a religious organization devoted to Pelor, the Dawn Father. They take a bit of a stance of making sure that only the approved gods of the Empire are worshipped.
Which ones are approved?
Here in the Empire, we have 5 gods that are allowed to be worshipped specifically. Let me bring my notes up here. I'll make sure I give you guys the right one. Here we go. That would be Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, Arathis, the Lawbearer, Moradin, the Allhammer, Pelo, the Dawnfather, Ayun, the Knowing Mentor, and the Raven Queen, the Matron of Death.
DM, quick question.
Sure.
Having spent many, many decades in academia, do I know anyone who knows someone? You know what I'm saying? At any chance of that? I could roll something for it if you want me to.
In what regards? Know someone that knows someone in terms of, I guess, what are you trying to accomplish?
Are there any connections I have through academia that would help Winnie, have a better chance of getting into the academy?
I see what you're saying. Likely so. Just with your connections in the past, I would say that if specifically Winnie is looking for training from one of the professors that's posted here, you being a former professor would probably help with that.
And if I don't know someone, Winnie, I can't make any guarantees because I'm not that good. But I've spent many decades in academia, teaching at many universities. I know some people, and if I don't know some people, I know some people who know some people. If this is what you want, I'll do my best to help you.
Well,
The
that would be
the
nice.
Gloriel is trying to make herself very small, but she's going to have comments once we're out of earshot.
Oh,
Okay.
and
Yes.
same for you, Gloriel. Sorry, that was Derek's mistake. I swear, not the professor's. Just pretend he said it to both of you. For real. I just lost track.
Winnie pulls out the coasters that she and Gloriel got in that first room, and she takes out the 4 because we used the Matron of Ravens.
Mhm.
She takes out the 4. It's like, okay, well, we don't want any trouble, so if we have to pretend, and she'll pass 1 out to each person, so they each have one of an approved god, a coaster with a god on it.
Very nice.
And she'll take the other ones and hide them very deep in her pack, like so that try to hide them, so
Right.
that nobody sees them. It's
Okay.
like, oh bother. My parents told me that in other places, people don't see bugbears and they might be afraid. So I sort of knew that was a problem. I have a way to make myself appear to be someone else. We just need to do something for Gloriel. Does anybody have a way to help with that?
I have
I
no
will.
intention of
before we
hiding
keep
myself.
going- Before we keep going, I just wanted to make the comment because you kind of like went over that really fast. Cordia will not take a coaster from a different god.
Oh, you
I
don't
will
want
take
a
the
coaster?
coaster. I don't care about that, but I'm not going to. I will keep a hood up, but I am not going to use magical means to try to disguise myself. I do appreciate the thought, though.
Okay. Well, we took this set of souvenir coasters, but I'll put it back.
Yeah. I mean, if you have one of Say Honey, I'll take it, but I won't take one of another god. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, there was one of every god, right?
Yeah, there's one.
So
Yeah,
I go
so the
in and
Moonweaver would have had one.
okay. Here's the Moonweaver.
How many gods are there?
12?
All the prime. I think all the prime deities. There's 12. Yeah.
Oh,
There were
okay.
13 coasters in all, and we had to
Maybe, yeah,
use
could be 13.
the matron. So we got a good dozen coasters. That's a good set. You know how long you have to collect to get a set like that normally? You have to save a lot of stamps.
I'm confused, but that's beyond the point.
It's an old people thing. The professor should know it. You used to save stamps in a book from the grocery store and turn them in for pieces of a set.
No, I'm not that old. I'm not old enough that I used to do that. Oh my, how old would that be?
As old as me.
How old are you?
Old enough not to answer that question.
There.
Oh. So we have a mild problem because I have a giant shield with the symbol of the Moonweaver on it. What? How do I recognize the people from the Dawn Guard or whatever they're called?
You would assume that if they're people who are worshiping the Dawn Father,
was
they would
asking
likely have a
Honey.
symbol or. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, got it. Got you. That was not a DM question. Funny enough, her answer would be exactly the same. Members of the Chantry of the Dawn would have symbols or standards on them. There are a couple of paladins here that often have like a golden gleaming armor The clerics aren't fully in battle armor in their day-to-day, but they likely have the symbol of the Dawnfather, a golden sun on a chain, or very prominently presented.
I'll kind
Well,
of turn to L'Oreal and be like, "Hey, if you wanna wear my old Ashari armor, that might give you a little protection from people asking questions."
well, is there a reason we need to go into town? I mean, I need to do some shopping, but we don't have to. We can run in and shop and run out.
I don't think this is the town for the shopping that you want to do.
Oh no!
Just
Do they not
Aslan
have the
says,
good
"Oh,
paper here?
they do have specifically nice paper for arcane studies. Our Starosta is an arcane user himself, and the mercantile, just on the other side of the wall, does have a bit of general goods as well as a few low-level items, things like that."
Okay. Well, we can just run into town and do some shopping and leave. We don't even have to all go. We could send Uriah and the professor, or I could go in a disguise, or
I don't
my
think anyone needs to hide who they are. I don't like that.
yeah. Also, my suggestions for like long-term situations are more based on the fact that we're in this part of the empires. It's going to be very difficult for us not to run into whatever the Dawnfather people are, or even Crown's Guard. So I was just offering the insignia to Gloriel so that the Ashari have all sorts of people in their ranks. They won't question her being a drow. I was about to say Dunmer. A drow if she's wearing that symbol.
No, I appreciate it, but I'm going to stick with things as they are. Thank you, though.
And Aswin kind of pipes up at this point, and I'm at the very least happy to travel with you into the settlement and vouch for you with those who are there. I've got a bit of sway here in town. None of the other hunters have been able to keep up with what these two and I can bring back, and so I'll see if I can use that to help create a welcoming place for all of you. She reaches down and kind of ruffles the heads of the two wolves. I'll leave them here, but I'm ready to go in whenever you'd like, if you'd like me to go with.
Up to any.
yeah. Well, I need to do some shopping, so
Okay.
let's. I need to buy out all the paper there is.
All right. Well, then let's do this. Let's take a break here because we're about halfway through the session. We'll do a 15-minute break and come back to do a little bit of shopping in Hope's Bastion. So let's see. We are at 4:55 Pacific. Let's call it 5:10 Pacific, 8:10 Eastern for coming back. But we'll see you in a bit. All right. Do we have everybody back?
We do.
I'm here.
1, 2, 3.
Might
How
be
about-
missing the professor.
Yeah, as I say, that
Nope,
sounds
he's
like
there.
it.
Oh, I just got here.
Ah.
Hi.
Got it. Cool. All right.
I would like to assure y'all that there are reasons that Gloria both's trying to hide, make herself small, and flat refuses to do anything to disguise herself. She's a hypocrite, yes, but there are reasons for it.
Well,
Why is that hypocritical?
take it however you want, my girl.
Yeah, I don't see the hypocrisy. I'm confused. But okay.
Okay, so the group currently stands outside of Hope's Bastion, the new settlement in the Zimni Fields here, with Aswin currently with the group, willing to head into the settlement with you to vouch for you, as it were, if you would like. Not something that is obligated to happen, or not something that you're help that you are obligated to take. So I will say, Aswin does ask a question. However, before you all start to or kind of figure out what you're doing here to move into the settlement, but she does say, forgive me if this is too bold in asking, but it seems that you all might be an adventuring party.
See, now that's a fair assumption. It's an
Yeah,
accurate statement,
we like to help out when we can.
If you're gonna ask what we're called,
She goes, "Oh, fantastic! That is exactly what I was going to ask. No name to spread. Okay, got it. Well, I can tell you that if you are looking for a bit of advice for being looked upon highly here in the Zimni Fields and in the Empire, branding goes a long ways. I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm not from here, but they do like their branding here.
where are you from?
I'm from Tal'Dorei originally.
Where in Tal'Dorei?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh. I'm not gonna do that on D&D Beyond because that would be terrible. All right. Ooh, 16.
16? Okay.
Yeah, 17 minus 1.
She says, I come from the Cliff Keep Mountains area. Small town called Jorn Village.
Does that ring any bells?
I'd say you could roll a history check as well. See if that rings any bells for you.
Okay. 15.
15. Okay. With that, I would say you do recognize obviously the Cliff Keep Mountains sounds familiar to you. With a 15, you do recognize the name of Jorn Village, and a 15 is just enough that it kind of brings back an old story that you had heard, especially being trained as a cleric, that there was decades past some kind of involvement with a large amount of undead that were attacking Jorn Village.
Hmm. Like, oh, I've heard of that place. You're really far from home.
I am. Been on a search for some time now, and it has led me here, and it has led me to rest in silver on that quest, and so for that I'm grateful. I'm here for now, and hope to someday return.
If you ever head in the way of Terra, just let them know that you have the blessing.
She kind of raises an eyebrow. Of the Ashari.
All of them. Just of one. Might help.
But you are of the Ashari.
Mhm.
Very humorless bunch, but effective, if nothing else.
Yeah, they have a weird way of behaving.
Yeah, I was going to say weird, but I didn't want to insult you. They are kind of weird sometimes.
No, very weird. I'm here for some reason that I don't know, so weird.
Well, then, that counts 2 of us in that boat.
Mhm. Well,
Cut.
if you ever need help to get home,
I appreciate the effort. I hope in the future I can take you up on it.
all right.
So, well then. Who's getting the tour? She looks around to the 4 of you.
Stare at Whitney.
Oh, I'll go. And she puts her hood up and passes her hand over her face. And you're now looking at an elf.
Okay. Elf Winnie. Very cool. Okay. And anybody else going along? Okay. Maybe. I guess the better question would be, does anybody not want to go along and stay outside of town? Okay. So just assume that the whole group's heading in. So Aswin leads you in. You're not very far here, just a few hundred feet in from the tents to the edge of town. And where the tents are, she kind of just walks you in, not to the front and then through the wall, just actually into the settlement. And you can see here as you walk in, just very it doesn't feel quite as bustly as Asarius, but for a second it's nice, especially for Winnie, who came from Asarius, to have that feel of just like being in town again, hearing the sound of a hammer hitting an anvil for a smith that's off to the right, and see there are some stables there. There is a brunette human woman and a red-haired dwarf man that seem to be working on the horses there off to the left as you enter in. But Aswin walks you a little bit past those buildings into a building that on this side is kind of U-shaped a little bit. There's 2 large doors that open up. And she says, "Oh yeah, this is the mercantile. I think they'll probably have what you need here for shopping. Michonne's a little much. Just he's a little much. But they'll probably have what you need in here." And she gestures in, and the doors are open currently, and you can see that you can look in to this where these doors are open, large, like saying doors like barn door size. They're not quite so tall, but very wide, and they open up into this U-shaped shop here. And it looks like in the middle there are different wooden crates of different produce and fruits, and you see on the walls there's a variety of different types of seasoning, and then closer to the counter there's bits of jerkies and just like hardtack, very basic rations. And then as you look over to the where it falls around the U, you can't see all the way back to where it loops back around, but you see lanterns and bedrolls and very kind of basic materials here for this general store. But as the 5 of you walk in, you see a tan-skinned with black curly hair, probably looks like they originally come from the Menagerie Coast, but a man who turns to see all 5 of you and get a big smile on his face as all you walk in. He goes, "Hey, new friends coming into my store. Great to see you all. Great to see you all. Aswin, well, not you. You're not new, Aswin. Hey, when you can get some more meat for us?" She just kind of points back and then looks at the sling. "I'm obviously recovering, Michonne." Yeah, totally. Hey, well, looks like we got 4 customers that aren't you, Mrs. Recover over here. Who's my new friends? And looks at the 4 of you.
We just like to help out when we can.
Okay. So y'all okay? All right. So just a group of people who like to help out when they can. All right. All right. Quiet bunch, like to keep to themselves. All right. I'm just gonna set a all right. Well, new friends, what can I get for you today?
Yeah, that's right. Ask anyone here; they will tell you. I am extremely quiet all the time.
Okay.
Not a
all
peak
right.
for me ever.
All right. I mean, you're talking now, but
You
if you
know
say
what?
so.
I am talking right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
great.
that's
Maybe I
what I'm
should do
here
it more
for, man.
often.
I'm here to help.
What do you think?
Yeah. You're the one
Oh
who
yeah, do
said
you
you're
think I should
quiet.
talk like twice as much? Anyway, Professor smiles.
Okay. So, quiet bunch. What do y'all need here?
We're looking for fancy paper.
All right, yeah, fancy paper. I got some of that. I got to let Milo know he might have to wait for his next shipment before he gets some. But yeah, I could set some aside for you. What do you need? How much you need?
400 gold worth.
Oh, 400. Okay. Hey, Serenity! And he kind of yells out, "Hey, give me just a minute." And he kind of heads back into a door, and you can see now that there's a door that looks like it's to a back storage room. And then a set of double doors where a kind of she walks a beautiful woman with tan skin and black hair walks through the door. Looks like she has an apron that she's wearing and has some a tray full of plates and glasses that she's bringing in. And she looks to the four of you and did he go in there? And she just kind of sets the tray down and goes in and falls behind him. And you can hear them talking a bit in the back, but he comes back out with a large wooden box full of paper. Kind of sets it up. Dang, that's a lot of paper. What you need this paper for, if you don't mind me asking, friend?
I mind.
All right, well, we got a real quiet bunch here. Real. Keep to themselves.
When he's trying to sound as stuck up as she can, she's trying to imitate an elf.
Doing the elf style, yeah, absolutely. Okay. He goes, all right, I can take it here. 400 gold pieces is enough to get me to stop asking questions. Here you go. He hands them over.
Thank you. He's paying. She points over to the professor.
Yeah, and the professor will very, very happily. Sorry, I missed the last 10 seconds because my dog almost got out. Can you just recap?
They were getting 400 gold pieces worth of paper from this mercantile here.
Oh, I guess I'm holding on to it. Why would I hold on to it?
You were the one who was determined to be holding the group funds.
Oh, I thought it was just the money, but sure, I'll hold on to that.
No. Yeah. So when he was saying the professor has the money to pay for because he has a group.
Funds.
Yeah.
So how much? 400 gold? Yeah.
400 gold pieces. Yeah.
I will take out 400 gold, and I'll count it. Just it's in bags of 50, so I already know. It's not takes so.
Toss over 8 bags of 50 gold pieces. And hey, thanks a lot, friends. Thanks a lot. Hey, if you want to stop for a drink, we got a eatery back here. It's the Friendly Ogre. Best food you get in town.
Well, I mean, I like food.
Well, we got good food in here, man. We got good food in here.
Good to know. I always like good food.
You let it slip. Now I know something about you.
And then Winnie goes, gosh darn it.
He goes, all right, well, anybody else need anything? Anybody else need anything? I'm trained in the ways of, subterfuge and mercantile businesses, man.
Just don't subterfuge any of us, okay?
I would never think of it. That's my new friends.
Are you into buying equipment as well?
What kind of equipment you trying to sell? I could buy and sell a few things. Yeah, what do you got?
A mace, a hand axe, a quarterstaff. Mace, hand axe, quarterstaff.
I guess I'm not usually in the business of buying, weapons and armor type stuff. I'd say go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh, yay. 15.
15? Oh, nice. Okay. He goes, How much you looking for?
I don't want to carry them anymore.
He goes, well, I can offer you, if you're just looking for gold, I could give you like 50% of their cost, to buy them. If you want store credit, though, I can offer you more. Probably like, call it 65%.
Is there anything in here that is like interesting looking?
I would say there's, in terms of like magical items, we're not talking any magical items. This is going to be more like your adventuring gear, your lanterns, your food of a million varieties, nicer spices than
We did just buy a ton of paper, didn't we? Couldn't we have applied the store credit to the paper? Just saying.
Michelle goes, hey man, yeah, well, I just got this gold here. Let's see, what was the stuff that you had? You had a quarterstaff,
A hand axe, and a mace. I'm not giving up the shield just yet, but that might also go in the future.
Quarterstaff, hand axe, and mace.
I think it's like 7 gold total.
Yeah, I would say whatever half of the value is of those things, you can take that back in gold for sure. He says, yeah, that's totally. I mean, 400 gold pieces is a lot. I'm totally willing to take some weapons and place them.
In total, it's why is a quarterstaff 0.2 gold pieces? That's annoying.
Because it's 2 silver, probably.
Yeah, so it's 10 gold and 2 silver.
10 gold and 2 silver. Got it. You can add that back to the group funds.
Got it.
No, I'm not carrying this much shit.
Michonne kind of looks around at the group. So, y'all gonna be staying in Hope's Mansion very long? We used all the help we could get. We got attacked by a dragon recently.
Do you have any use for this? And I pull out a giant spider egg that I have.
As well, man, that's crazy. Oddly enough, I think there might be a marker for that with a couple of people here in town. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm actually persuaded. Finally, 23, and I can go higher.
23, nice. Because yeah, man, I can't offer a ton. It's a spider egg, but I could say 5 gold pieces if you want to trade 5 gold pieces.
Here you go, buddy.
Because you guys got any recipes for these things, or just for raising purposes only?
In my younger years, I was pretty fond of spider, but now it sort of disagrees with me.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I'll see what I can do.
Adding 5 gold and taking away the giant spider egg that I didn't know what to do with and would forget about if I didn't kill it right now.
And as that's happening,
it's worth like 10,000 gold, and I just got ripped off.
Right, you just got super ripped off. Yeah.
Yeah.
While this is happening, you guys do see that from the other side of the mercantile there's a dwarf wearing kind of a green and blue set of armor, carrying a wooden box of stuff through and pushes through the double door to the restaurant. Looks like it's probably, you hear glass clinking, and he looks over at the counter with the giant spider egg and kind of raises the eyebrow of the giant spider egg and just kind of pushes through and goes over to the restaurant side of the building. So Michonne kind of says, "So, you guys staying in town, or we got lots of recruits in to help fight this dragon?"
The professor cocks an eyebrow. Fighting a dragon?
Yeah, we all got attacked by a green dragon a few days ago.
How big?
Pretty big.
Pretty big. Yeah, that sounds like a dragon. I'm just asking, like, fully grown is what you mean.
Yeah, it was not if you're asking like the age and type of dragon. Because, yeah, man, it was a full grown adult dragon.
Full grown, all right.
Yeah, we lost 3 people here in town, but
Well, yeah, I think you're lucky to lose only 3. Not to sound cruel, I know that.
No,
but
I
my
agree with
goodness.
you. It was okay. We could have lost a lot more. Things went okay, I think.
Well, no. All right, that's something.
So you guys aren't here to help fight a dragon? Just passing through?
Well, nobody else is saying anything. I don't know what anyone thinks.
Yep. Yeah, we're just passing through. We'll be.
I'm like shaking my head, nodding. I'm not particularly trying to engage in conversation with this human being.
Like, yeah, we're just passing through. I mean, looks like you already defeated the dragon, so
I mean, we ran him off, but I think he might be back.
you think
I
he might
hope.
be coming
Hope
back.
not. Yeah,
I hope not too.
that's what they're saying around town, at least. I'm not a dragon expert.
Well, me either. But yeah, we were intending to just pass through.
All right, fair enough. All right. Well, if you need anything else, always feel free to stop by. If you need a drink, you need something to eat, Friendly Ogre's got you covered.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you, friends. Hopefully see you again.
Likewise.
And you see kind of locks eyes with Aswin as you all are leaving, kind of like a, what is going on here? And she just kind of gives a nod and walks out with all of you. This is,
Aswin, quick question.
Certainly.
How close are we to Schadengrad?
Not terribly far. You could probably make it in about a day's travel.
Right.
Do you know anything about the cave?
The ruins? She kind of rubs the back of her head a little bit, like she's considering what to say, what not to say. And Schadengrad, very interesting place. They used to believe it was just a mass grave, a pit of bones. But after a bit of excavation, found an entire city beneath. An ancient city from the Age of Arcanum. I know it's dangerous. There's only 2 organizations who are currently allowed to have any kind of authority there, and that is the Cobalt Soul and the Cerberus Assembly. I know that the High Boulder broke Kuik Earthcloak. There's an assembly member stationed there, and they keep a very tight grip on anybody traveling in or out, and anything that they bring with them, in or out. If I'm being honest, I think they likely have more there than they're letting on. Or the importance is more than they're letting on. Publicly, they haven't really said that there's anything besides history there. Insight into what the wonders of the Age of Arcanum held. But I think that if there is a Cerberus Assembly member who is permanently posted there, then there are far more important things than just insight into an Age of Arcanum city.
Aswin, what's the closest library of the Cobalt Soul to here?
Well, we do not have a full library here in Hope's Bastion yet. But Archivist Orvo Uzug, who was the archivist down at the ruins of Schadengrad, is stationed here in town.
Is he now?
He is, along with a couple of expositors. Not a full library, like I said, but he spent quite a bit of time at Schadengrad. And may have insight if that's where you're looking to go.
Could you take us to the archivist?
I'd be happy to. And she starts heading in the direction, kind of the opposite side of town that you went for Aswin's tent, but takes you out to where there are more tents posted. And this is a kind of it looks like there's 2 large tent poles, and this is not just a tent as in like a camping tent here. This is more like a tent that would be taken for leaders of an army to be posted at to have meetings. This is a very large tent that can fit tables and chairs and beds, and it is obviously a kind of a blue, shades of blue with like kind of gold ornate stitching in the tent, which kind of has the flaps open currently. And as you walk up, Aswin takes you in, and you see sitting on the other side of the table currently a half-orc. And then also sitting off in the corner and doing what looks to be a bit of meditation, a human woman, short cropped blonde hair, wearing monk's robes, just kind of meditating at the moment. But as Aswin enters the tent with the 4 of you, the half-orc stands up and says, "Oh, Aswin, glad to see you making a bit of recovery. What can I do for you today?" "Hello, Orvo. These are some new friends of mine. Helped me retrieve silver and rust." And Orvo goes, "Fantastic. We'll be getting good meat again then soon, will we?" "As soon as I'm able, Orvo." "Well then, friends of Aswin's are friends of mine, and friends of the Cobalt Soul. What can I do for you?" And Aswin kind of moves her arm over and invites you all in, and she steps outside and lets you all speak. She doesn't step far; she just kind of steps outside, but allows you all to be in here. And you see half-orc in blue monk's robes, wearing currently very like small circular spectacles. Kind of pushes them up a little bit on the nose.
Like me.
Very very kind of academic looking for a half-orc.
Archivist. My group and I are on a mission to Schottengrad.
A wonderful place. I was the archivist stationed at the ruins of Schottengrad for many years.
Would it be easy for us to get access to the ruins?
With that question, he kind of stands up a little straighter. And kind of considers for a moment after that question. The ruins are very tightly watched.
Mm-hmm.
Access to them is not easy to be granted, and only done with the direct permission of the High Balder Brokiuk Earthcloak. They do allow for groups to be sponsored by either the Cobalt Soul or the Cerberus Assembly, but that sponsorship does not grant access carte blanche. You do still have to go through a process of answering questions from one of the Cerberus Assembly's Volstruckers. A test to make sure that you are capable of handling the dangers that the ruins have to offer, typically in the form of combat, as well as an interview with the High Boulder himself. So, in short, no, access to the ruins is not easy at all.
Weren't we offered employment by Arceris to assist with some things down there?
Are you asking that out loud
Am I
or asking DM?
I'm asking the DM.
Yeah, if that's a DM question. Yes, Arceris did say that I've seen you all take on these creatures that I was looking at that took out 4 of my party. That Arceris would be willing to offer up sponsorship, basically. That seems to equate to what Orzo here is talking about.
Oh,
But
okay.
So it would still mean an interview and an appeal. Ugh.
So basically, what he's saying is, yeah, you need to either have the Cerberus Assembly or the Cobalt Soul vouch for you, and if they do, then there's a process to be accepted to go into the ruins as essentially a mercenary group.
Mhm.
And some of
Alright.
y'all may have noticed Gloriel's teeth grinding at the mention of Volstrucker.
Uh,
You can hear it from the other side of the tent.
Um. mm. Mm.
well, I believe we've already proven ourselves to one of your monks, Arceris. We
And
were
he
able
gets a big
to
smile on his face, yeah.
assist them with some. I don't know if you've heard about the giant lizards that are hazarding the countryside down there, and we were able to assist. And they offered. I thought they offered us a job. I guess what they really offered was sponsorship.
Potentially one and the same. Sponsorship means that you sponsor them, or you trust that this group will go in on behalf of your organization to explore the ruins. I do know that currently there are 2 expositors who have been lost in the ruins. So I know that the Cobalt Soul who are there are anxious to find out what happened, why they're missing, to send those down to potentially rescue them. I can tell you, I've been here for a few weeks, and was technically I'm still the archivist who is in charge of the Cobalt Soul at the Ruins of Schottengrad, but right now, Garand Mossbraid, he's a halfling. He's an archivist in training from the Menagerie Coast originally. He's running things for the Cobalt Soul at the Ruins of Schottengrad. If Arceris is speaking up on your behalf, then he would be your eventual contact to work out the details of any work or sponsorship that you might do.
How?
And they'll be found there at the ruins?
They should be on the outskirts. There is a bit of traveling down beneath the ground before actually getting to the ruins.
How
Okay, so
long would the process normally take?
Well, if there's nobody else who's waiting and they're anxious to get people down into the ruins, it could be done in a day or two, depending on the availability of the High Boulder. If he's not in the camp, then however long it takes for him to return to camp. But if he is, and you are able to pass their combat test as well as the interview, then speaking with the High Boulder would be the final step in that.
well, I suppose we should head out at first light then.
Mm-hmm.
Any tips for us? Anything we should know about? Anything else you can tell us about the ruins or the dangers?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check here. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see if there's any tidbits.
Well, after all, we're going to be trying to save your people. 18.
18, pretty good.
Right, we're only trying to help.
And you're an elf right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is... There have been very powerful things found in the ruins of Schottengrad. I can't speak to what they were, where they were found, or when they were found. But the ruins hold power from the past. Whatever trapped the city down there preserved many things. Things that other ancient ruins would not. Things that would have been plundered in other places.
Have there been any reports of incursions by lizard folk?
Recently, there have been odd attacks north of the ruins. Not of lizard folk, but of these giant lizard creatures that you speak of. Nothing beyond that. Nothing with lizard folk specifically. With that 18, though, and you having mentioned that, he says, however, there are some interesting references to ancient lizard folk in the ruins. Perhaps Garand Mossbraid could point you to those if he finds it appropriate.
Okay. Yes,
Um,
I think that's related to something we were investigating in another area.
What were you investigating, if you don't mind me asking?
Well,
Before Winnie gets us in trouble, I'm gonna be like, is it only lizard folk that are mentioned, or are there other creatures?
And at that, he says, there are many ancient things, types, folks mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
including lizard folk.
Right. Thank you for your help.
He just kind of quietly sizes up the group. Well then, if you'd like, I can send word to Garand and let him know that you'll be traveling to the ruins and to expect you.
that would be much appreciated. We hope to be able to recover your personnel.
And what should I tell him is the name of the group traveling there?
I see what you're doing here, Josh. It's very obvious.
When he just says, it's Winnie's Winners.
Oh my god, no.
Winnie's Winners.
No.
Winnie's
Um,
Winners. Okay, got it.
no, it's
He's
not.
writing it down.
It's not Winnie's Winners. We need to have a conversation about this, and clearly today is apparently the day. But just tell him a party of 3 female elves and a human man are on their way.
Got it. Okay.
Right? The
Well-
professor's a human.
No, I'm half elf.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So a group of
We're all
4
pointy ears.
Yeah, we're all pointy
They're
ears.
all elves.
4 elves, 3 female, and a male elf are on the way.
Okay, got
I
it.
could pass for full elf though, probably. With a little, I have a disguise kit. It's fine.
We're all uppity. Great.
Then I shall pass on the word to expect a group of 4 elvish folk. Tell them that you spoke with Orvo and stopped by Hope's Bastion. Well, is there anything else that the Cobalt Soul can do for you?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm. Where are you from?
Kind of takes a big breath. It's been a long time since anybody asked where I was from. I am from the Menagerie Coast originally. Port Zune. I found my way into the Empire. And I eventually ended up in the archive in Zadash.
Well, I've been to Nicodramas before. Very pretty.
A beautiful town. One I hope to be able to travel to soon. I'm in desperate need of a good vacation.
Let's go. I think we need to have a discussion about Winnie's winners.
Got it. Where are you all heading from here?
Winnie's got homework to do.
Okay. Aswin's kind of waiting outside the tent there, and she says, well, if there's anywhere else in town that you'd like to go, I'd be happy to take you. Otherwise, you're welcome to make camp near my tent. The safety that Hope's Bastions offers is much more than just camping out in the wild.
Thank you. That's appreciated. And Winnie's gonna. I need to do some studying, but you guys can go ahead and, if you need me, let me know. But she's gonna go back and spend the rest of the day trying to learn some new spells.
Okay. And we are getting to kind of about dusk now, as in terms of where the day's at. But the group, led by Aswin, starts to head back towards the outer edge where the camp is. I will say that on the way out, however, before making it out there, it does look like the group will be intersecting with two figures. One who's wearing kind of like a gold copper color armor with a large glaive, walking next to looks like a cleric. Very easy to tell they have the Chantry of the Dawn clothing and symbols on armor, but they are walking and will intersect with the group if no other if no other actions are taken, I should say.
Oh, bother.
I'll fight them. I don't care.
So just keep continuing to walk. I would say that as the group walks by, they do kind of get a little bit of side eye from both of those two. They do actually look quite similar to each other, maybe a familial connection between the two of them. But interestingly enough, as you all get closer, they do appear to be pallid elves, pale elves. But they give a bit of a side eye and let the group continue on to the outside of the camp, and you all make it back to over by Aswin's tent, and she very affectionately goes and greets Rust and Silver and says to you all, well, I probably should be getting back to sleep and resting up, but please feel free. Make a fire, camp anywhere you'd like.
I don't know if this is
Thank
important or matters, but I have a giant pendant of the Moonweaver on, and my shield also has the symbol of the Moonweaver on it. So,
I appreciate you letting me know. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I would say either way, it was still the side eye, not any other talk.
I don't know if that
but-
for the future. They're gonna shank me in my sleep.
Okay, got it. Okay. So Winnie is going off to do some studying. Is there anything anybody else in particular wants to do here in the twilight hours?
More reading.
More reading. Okay, got it. Absolutely.
I
Professor's
will gather everybody and be like, all right, so we need to figure out what our name is.
And
You
while you
know,
guys start this
not having a
conversation,
name.
I'm going to do a quick bathroom
You just
break while you
never
guys
have
start this
one. It'll make
conversation.
Josh mad.
And it's not
You guys-
no, because I'm also a DM. I know how this works. The hinting. Do we know what we want to be called?
DM, do I know, because I study history, of like a
He's in the
cool
bathroom.
story?
He's in the bathroom.
Oh, I thought he was just letting us deliberate. Okay. Well, good thing this isn't being recorded. You know what? Who has the coolest name? This is Derek, by the way. Led Zeppelin.
Oh my god.
The story behind the name is I just remember it. What?
It is a cool name.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Do we want to be called Led Zeppelin?
No. I'm not suggesting.
No.
Led Zeppelin. I'm saying the name.
No,
has
we're
a
just
cool
making
story
conversations.
behind it. And I think
It's
our
just-
name has
yeah.
a cool story behind it. That's all.
We're just making free associations now.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what a cool story would be behind it.
Oh, because someone said that they wouldn't succeed and they would go down like a Led Zeppelin.
Ah.
So they called themselves that. And then they,
Yeah.
they did succeed. So shows that
Yeah.
person.
So, what is a funny story that we've gone through?
That's what I'm thinking. That's where I would start. That's where I would start.
The only
we
thing
like to put our feet on couches.
I do love to put my feet on couches, but I was thinking lucky bastards because I feel like we've gotten some pretty awesome bends of luck go our way.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I was gonna say last session, I think after both of y'all left, winning our joke about how we were the squirrels of the team, or so Team Squirrel.
Right.
Yeah, Squirrel.
Right, Team Squirrel.
But I think I like Lucky Bastards better.
Yeah, me too.
We could be the Lucky Squirrels.
The lucky squirrels. I like that. I really, really like that.
I sort of prefer Lucky Bastards to Lucky Squirrels. We should have 4 in our name, so when another player comes along, it is confusing to people.
Well, here's the thing. There's 3 of us that like lucky squirrels, and there's 1 of us that likes lucky bastards.
Okay, but I weigh a lot, so actually I kind of count like more people when you think about it.
The Lucky Bastard Squirrels.
The lucky bastard squirrels.
I hate that one even more.
There's also the squirrel bastards to
squirrel
throw in
ba-
different mixes.
The Lucky Squirrel Bastards.
The squirreliest
We could be
bastard.
It's squirreliest
those
bastard.
Lucky Squirrel Bastards.
Those lucky squirrel bastards. Final choice.
Wait, what
The
about
lucky squirrel
What about
bastard.
wait? I can do this. What about lucky squirrely bastards? Like as an adjective.
Ooh, lucky.
Or
No, I
adverb,
feel like that's too pejorative. Like
Those lucky squirrely bastards. They
that's too
foiled my evil
pejorative.
plan.
My ESL's coming out. What's pejorative?
Pejorative is when something's mean.
Oh.
Also, your English is phenomenal because I had no idea.
It's mean. Yeah, it means well, I was going to use another $10 word. It means belittling or
Okay.
mean.
Yeah, I could get behind. No, you know what? Now that I think about those lucky squirrel or squirrely bastards, I magically changed my mind. It just feels right now.
You just
I
like
kinda
the
like
lucky
squirrely
squirrels?
I
bastards.
just look. I'm a
Squirrely
vibes
bastards?
guy, okay, and the vibe changed, so I go with it.
So the vibe says the lucky squirrels.
No, not the lucky squirrels, but
What?
lucky squirrel bastards is okay.
The lucky
guys-
The Lucky
bastards.
Squirrel Bastards.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor on lucky squirrel bastards.
Sure.
Hi.
Me.
Oh boy, I can't make like a logo and emblem for the group. Lucky squirrel bastards. Okay.
Oh, a squirrel rolling a d20.
Oh,
and it lands on the
it's gonna
crit.
be great.
No. You know what it can be? It can be a squirrel rolling a d20, and then all the faces are 20s.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, well then with that, Winnie heads off to do studying, and the rest of the group goes off to camp for the night as the group all ponders their new team name, the Lucky Squirrel Bastards.
Right. As one comes up.
LSB, as I will probably be calling it moving forward, the LSB team, and with a clear Zemnian night, you are all able to rest, mark a long rest if you would like. Winnie, if you're staying up through the night and forgoing rest, then we would need to do other rolls about that.
I feel like Winnie wants to put in 4 hours.
Okay. That would be enough to where, given how early it was in the night that you guys had started that, I would say 4 hours could be 2 hours of spell transcribing, and then 2 hours of the light activity during a long rest would be perfectly fine, especially here in the city.
Instead of his usual reading, the professor is gonna just start drawing potential logos for our group.
Okay, just doing
And
sketch work.
Celebrate that this is the first time he and Uria have agreed on something, which is just a glorious occasion. He's going to celebrate it by talking more.
Okay, got it. You all fall asleep to the conversation of the professor as he rambles on throughout the night about how excited he is for the logo and emblem, and agreeing with the group about that.
I find a stick and I whittle it onto a point, and then I break it, and then I whittle it again, and then I break it, and then just basically like making spears but breaking them so I won't kill him, and just making it again, breaking
Okay,
it. Doing that
I
whole-
appreciate that you're finding a way to vent in the way that doesn't kill me. I just want to make it clear. I'm really happy about that because I just like being alive. And as I talk at her, she does it faster. Well, I imagine that. I'm not going to tell you what your character does, of course.
All right, then with that, everybody wakes up to a beautiful sunny winter. Well, I guess it would still be autumn, but a kind of an autumn cold morning here in the Zemni Fields, outside of Hope's Bastion. With that, what would you all like to do? Are we just heading out?
I'm cool to head out.
I'll say goodbye to Aswin and Silver and Rust before we head out.
Okay, yeah. And
Can I
she's
also
awake.
say goodbye to the puppies? I haven't talked to the puppies much, but they're so
Yeah,
cute.
absolutely. Yeah, Aswin's awake by the time everybody wakes up. She had gotten up early and started a little fire that's crackling by the time everybody wakes up. And Silver and Rust are off to the side of the campfire, chewing on some bones of some sort. You can hear them like crunching through, just crunching through over on the side. But she says, will you all be leaving soon then? Well, I can't thank you enough for bringing these two back. Not just on my behalf, but on Hope Bastion's behalf. They are quite the help around here for bringing in meat for everybody, and I'm afraid that the growth that's happening here is too quick for us to keep up with, but at the very least we can do what we can. Listen, I do have a request of all of you. If you all, in your travels, hear anything about a ring of great power that has necromantic powers, I would be very, very interested in finding that ring and stopping anybody from potentially misusing it. I'd be willing to offer quite a bit of money for its return. Quite a bit. I'd be willing to offer a small fortune for its return, even if it's just information. I would be willing to pay gold in return for that.
Well, we can keep our eyes out. What does the ring look like?
Let me bring up my notes here for that, actually. It's an intricate silver band with dark, cloudy gems and shards of bone, with some filigree on the band. Its name is Fracture, if you hear it called that.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Well, I've asked enough of you all already. If there's anything you need from me, please let me know. If you're looking for horses, they do have horses for sale at the stables. They do also have them to where you can rent the horses if you are bringing them back.
Oh, can you rent them one way? A one-way drop-off?
I don't believe so.
How much are the horses?
Oh, that's a good question. She would say I don't know specifically. She has her own horse that's kind of off to the side. Yeah, I don't know specifically, but they are very fair prices. Well, I wish you all the best of luck on your journeys. Stay safe. And don't push your luck traveling around the Zimni Fields too much until this dragon's been taken care of.
Okay, thank you. What do you think, guys? Should we rent some horses? I've never had a horse. I'm gonna name mine Snowflake.
How much shorter would the ride to Schadengrad be if we had horses?
I would say if you're on horseback and you're riding quickly, it would take it from a full day to like a half a day ride.
I mean, depending on how much they are, I think it's worth it for us to go get some horses.
I feel like the real question is, assuming everything goes well in Schadengrad, where to from there, and would we want horses to get to a port afterwards? Because if so, then absolutely. If we think we have some other means of moving on, it might be less important. I don't think we do we?
No, I mean, I forgot her name already. Oh my god, I'm a terrible friend.
Well, we have a way to contact Essig, but frankly, he's not reliable.
Hold up. Oh my god. Our friend that left.
You mean Akasha, or?
Oh my god. What was her name? I'm such a bitch. It's been like 2 weeks for Gabby, so like I just erased it. But like, it's been like 2 days for Uria.
Are you talking about the party members?
Acacia?
Acacia!
Oh, there you go.
Acacia had the other form of transportation, and she's probably not going to be able to help us out anymore with that. So we're going to have to depend on my contacts, which are all port people. So we're probably going to have to go to a port to go other places.
Yeah, unless we get Essig to take us around, hopefully he won't make the same mistake twice.
I don't think he's going to. Like, take us places, not make the mistake. I think the mistake was like a one-time thing, but I don't think he's going to offer to chauffeur us around Exandria.
He is a high officer of the dynasty. He, I know he said that this was important business, but I'm not sure how well he would feel being asked to chauffeur us around. It's notable that he's not traveling with us.
Right, but I just meant for like the big times, not like just A to B.
Yeah, I still think it probably won't happen. We'll have to rely on our own. Yeah, on our own means of, because like he'll have to make it to wherever it is that we are, and then send us over to wherever it is that we need to go.
Where is the next closest destination after Schadengrad?
Taldore?
Is it Taldore?
Yeah, so the other two were, well, there were three more total. There was one that was south of Vasselheim, about 200 miles south of Vasselheim. There was in Marquette, underneath Uncarel, and then there was underneath Craghammer in Taldore. There was the Mind Flayer settlement beneath Craghammer.
Gotcha.
So I think the closest, without like bringing up a map and like doing miles and distance, I think the closest would be the one in Taldore, from where you guys are at now. The Marquette one and the one south of Vasselheim on Isilra would be a bit farther away.
And the one down in Isilra is the one that was different.
That was the one that was larger than all of the others. Yeah.
So I think we should hit that one last.
I agree.
And
Well,
I think
we
we're
can at
gonna
least find out how.
sail anywhere we go.
Yeah, I was going to say that if we needed to limit our use of Essex services, was trying to think if there was one that would make more sense, where it would be easier to get to Taldore than it would be to get to Marquette. So it might make sense to make our own way to Taldore and then ask for help getting to Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But, I mean,
that's a tomorrow problem.
Exactly. I was going to say we can at least see how much the horses are. I was just trying to figure out if we were only going to need horses for a half a day, then.
Actually, if we're going back into town to get horses, can I stop by like a post office?
They funny enough, they wouldn't have a post office that you saw specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the mail at this point would be handled through the mercantile, through Michonne.
Okay, through Michonne. Okay, so I'll go and talk to him about sending a letter.
Sure. For the sake of brevity, I would rather than, if you'd like to role play it out, we can. But he would say, "Yeah, new friend, good to see you back. Yeah, I can send a letter anywhere you need to go in the Empire. Probably on the Menagerie Coast too, but it'd be harder to get other places. But for a fee, we can talk about it."
Hold on. Where's my cousin? I just want to check something. Okay. Ooh, that's further than I thought. Okay. It's worth a shot. So which of these two places would you be able to send a letter to? Isilra or Taldore?
No. Taldore. I can't.
Taldore?
I don't think I could get a letter to Isilra. It'd be a little tough. I think I could try. I could try to do it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll just tell you, I'd be taking your money and it would not get there.
Okay, Taldore it is. So I'll send you the contents of a letter, but I'm basically sending a letter to my cousin.
Okay.
To see if they can get us transport to Terra from the Menagerie Coast.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, send me the contents and then we will work that out of game for sure. Cool. All right. So is the group heading to the stables then as well?
It won't hurt to at least check.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get some prices.
Sure. So you walk into this stable area here, and there is kind of that basic fenced-in area where some of the horses are out running. It looks like as you walk up this morning that the dwarf, the red-haired dwarf, is out running some of the horses now at this point. You walk into the stable and you see this dark-haired woman, kind of Zemnian looking, very much a typical Gwendolian Empire citizen. She has very functional clothes on, kind of like some leather boots that go up almost to the knee, covered in mud and dirt and probably horse dung. And looks over to the group as you all walk in and gives a warm greeting and a smile. Hello, my name is Lorena. I am the stable master here in Hope's Bastion. What can I do for you today?
Oh, well, we were looking at maybe renting some horses.
Horse rentals are 2 gold pieces per day. We do need to work out at least how many days you expect to be gone, and cover for the expected departure time. Outright purchase for horses right now. Riding horses are going for 70 gold pieces for outright purchase.
Question for the DM.
Mhm.
Are those the kind of horses that can wear the cool horse armor?
No, those are riding horses.
They cannot wear the cool horse armor.
Not the war horses.
Okay, those are like, I don't remember how much those are.
Those are much more expensive.
I mean, who needs armor when you will just never get hit because lucky, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, rogues don't normally do that great on horses, but with 60 feet of range, maybe? And I already used my bonus action for an attack and not a dash. I don't need to hide because I get 2 attacks and there's fairy fire. I think I could work with a horse mechanically, as well as I like horses. So, can I now it's the professor. Hey, friend, can I just take a look at the stables? I want to see if I vibe with one of the horses.
Certainly, we've got a few choices here. And you can see it's kind of a long stable. There's probably about 12 stalls here. 4 of them are empty. Looks like those are probably the ones that the dwarf is out running right now. But there are another 7 horses that are in stalls. One that Lorena has kind of is in the process of putting away.
So I'm just going to go up to the horses and be like, hello, horsey.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll an animal handling
See how
check.
they react.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Animal handling. I actually have proficiency in that.
Nice.
That's a 10, but if it's not enough, I can go higher.
Well, I guess for me to know if it's enough, I would need to know like what exactly you're trying to do.
You know what? Let me just use the thing because I don't
Okay,
like
sure.
10s.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll the thing where I add a d8 to it.
Okay.
That's a 6. So now it's a 16.
16. A 16 is enough that there is it's a tan horse. It's got tan fur on it. It has tan on its mane and tail, but it does have a white spot. Not a spot, but like kind of a white face. It goes down all the way to the nose, just above the eyes.
What's her
and
name?
kind of gives a little whinny, and she says, "We give them pretty basic names. Generally, we find that those who buy them want to give them a name. Her name currently, right now, is Tan.
10. Okay.
We use colors often as basic names for identification while they're here."
I will. I use a lot of rations to feed animals. Let me make sure I have.
Yeah, you do.
I use that a lot, don't I?
She says,
Like, I'm
she
more
points to
used-
some of the other ones. She goes, "This is Green over here, and Runner as well," and points to a couple different ones.
Are there
If I vibe with Tan, I gotta vibe with Tan. So let me see. I'll take out a ration. Presumably, there's something in there that a horse would like, right?
Find
I'll mark off one ration.
dried
Presumably there's
fruits or something. Sure.
Carrot.
yeah.
What do horses like? Derek doesn't know. Professor knows. Do they like carrots?
Yeah,
Sugar
oh,
cubes?
absolutely.
The domesticated ones will eat anything you feed them.
Oh,
If you have it, they want it. They're
Gabby
like dogs.
knows from
They're just
experience.
giant dogs.
They're giant.
No, literally, I had a horse. Like this is Gabby talking. I had a horse eat an acrylic off my fingernail.
Oh no.
Wait,
So,
that's the long clickety clack thing, right?
yeah, they will literally eat anything off your finger.
That is unbelievably funny. That
Yeah.
is very funny.
I was
But-
out getting like registering people to vote near Constitution
Based.
Hall in Philadelphia, and I was petting a horse. And then I turned around, and then I heard a crack, and then I turned around, and I didn't have a fingernail on this finger anymore.
So I guess the answer would be anything in your rations that you
Okay.
have, the horse would go for sure.
So I do it the right way, where you put it in your palm and you put it under them so they don't bite your fingers.
Got it. And I take it from your hand.
And then I tell her she's a good horsey.
She kind of nuzzles up against your hand a little bit.
Aw. Does she like me? How do I know if she likes me?
I would say that it seems like she likes you. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any black horses?
Yes, there is one. Just one. That's all black. But there's
All right. So in this whole time, I would have been ritually casting Speak with Animals, because I'm going to go up to the black horse to have a little conversation.
Okay.
Black horse thing.
As everybody starts the conversations with Lorraine, Gabby goes, or Udia goes and spends 10 minutes in the corner doing a ritual casting of Speak with Animals. And, Lorena actually looks rather unworried about this. Seems like something that she might be a little used to. But nonetheless, your Speak with Animals goes off and you go up to all black one.
Mm-hmm. And I start scratching it and be like, "Hi, buddy."
It kind of leans into the scratches a little bit and does that up and down scratch motion with it.
Do you want to go on an adventure?
It kind of does it again. Yeah, go ahead and roll animal handling check with advantage.
It's not great, but that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Absolutely. It kind of even gives the audible.
All right, buddy.
All right.
What
I think
mean?
I was going to say this. It says, they call me Black.
Do you like that name?
Kind of an odd questioning response back. I don't know what it is to like a name.
When they say black, does it feel like you?
I am black. My fur and my mane are black. But it seems like I am more.
Oh, okay. All right, and then I'm gonna go try. We don't need to role play this. I'm gonna try a couple names on this horse, try to figure
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
While they're doing whatever.
Okay, got it.
yeah, I gotta buy the horse. I need it. I need her.
Okay.
I buy.
Okay, got it.
We got them. How much is the horse? 70?
70 gold pieces currently is the asking price for the horses.
I turn to the horse and I say,
I will go.
"You're
ahead.
actually priceless, but this is just economics. I'm very, you know what I'm saying. You're not commodity to me." And I pat her on the head.
Okay, got it.
All right, so 70 gold. I'm gonna take that away.
And then I would say, I guess at that point you can add a riding horse to your equipment. And
is that an equipment?
Well, I mean, actually, you know what? To be fair, it would be extras. In the extras tab, there is a spot for mounts.
Oh, there is. Wow.
There is actually a spot, yeah. And if the
mounts.
group ever gets their way back to Asarius, you also have a complex that could house these horses, and also a mount there as well. That would
For like flavor and RP purposes,
Mhm.
because I think I'm going to like this horse.
Mhm.
Like, instead of buying a horse that can wear armor, can we just buy the training for it to wear armor?
Potentially that'd be something we work out over time.
Yeah.
There are larger breeds of horses that would particularly be used for that.
They'll just grow.
Yeah, at the very least, like if it's not one of the horses that would be considered the stat block of a war horse, looking at buying the horse armor if you would like. Could also do things just like raise its armor class, but keep the stat block. So that it's not in terms of like it's not the big horse that you would ride. It's not the big expensive one, but you can still do things like put armor on it or outfit it in certain ways for sure. And while Udia is looking at the black horse, Lorena looks to Winnie and Gloriel. And I'll just assume Winnie did the elf spell again this morning. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah, she would have done that if she were going to interact with the townspeople. Like, oh, do you have a palomino?
She goes, oh, we have a pair of palominos, actually. They were brought in. They are part of the same litter. And shows you one that is kind of like a darker brown, but with a full white mane. We call this one Tree.
Tree.
And the brother is Branch.
Branch. Okay. Well. Yeah, they don't come in litters.
I said it, I knew. As I said it, I knew.
I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be that rude bitch that says this in the middle of the thing.
You know what? My ADD went off, and I did not even pick up on that. You could have just gotten that by me.
Yeah, and palominos are all butterscotch colored.
Okay, got it. So a nice butterscotch with white.
So
hair.
I'll take the butterscotch one and they have very light blonde, light yellow hair, and I will name it Butterscotch.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to call you.
Like,
I look at the horse.
Oh, then I'd have to get a white one, and they're really hard to keep clean.
The professor will go up to the tan horse and say, quieter than usual, because he's usually very loud, and I, Derek, am incapable of talking quietly, so just pretend. And he says, somewhat quietly and wistfully, I think I'm going to call you Anya.
And Gloriel is going to find a nice piebald horse. I assume they'll have at least one, and go up to it. And she's going to name it Charlie.
Oh, I love piebalds. They're so cute.
I tell you what, we got a lot of horse literate people in this party.
Oh yeah, just wait till we start riding. Are they English or Western saddles?
I don't know much about horses at all, but I think the piebald fits her theme with the she's got her blonde hair with her dark elven skin, and so it's got the sort of shoe color.
Very cool.
Those are sort of the spots. Do you remember Spots McKenzie? On the commercial. Was it a Bud commercial? Spots McKenzie.
It was a Bud.
Make him into a horse, and that's a piebald.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that we're going to settle on the name Storm for the black horse.
Okay. And Gloriel, did you have a name for your horse that you wanted to give him? Did I miss that?
Charlie?
Charlie, yes.
Charlie, that's what I was thinking. I did miss it. Okay, got it. So we have Storm, Butterscotch, Anya, and Charlie picked up from the stable master here in Hope's Bastion. And as you all take your horses with the saddles included as well, and we'll say a week's worth of food for the horses. Lorena calls in the dwarf, and she says, "Hey, Red, we need some help with some horses that they're buying." You hear me all back, all right, give me a minute. And the aptly named Red seems where some of the naming convention comes from, comes in and helps to get the saddles on the horses, get them all ready to go as the 4 horses are brought out and made ready for the group to head out if you would like.
Can I say when I went to drop off the letter, I also bought leather polish,
Sure. Yeah.
black.
Yeah, Michonne would have leather polish for sure. Yeah. That would definitely be. I would say for leather polish, that would be 2 silver pieces. And as you all get on the horses and get ready to head out of Hope's Bastion, Udia, you notice off to the side, kind of over walking towards the backside of the mercantile where Michonne had said the friendly ogre was, a bit of a familiar face, a face you had seen recently. The redheaded person who was with the Shadow Hand after he came to retrieve you is walking here in Hope's Bastion in the kind of opposite direction. But you do kind of clock that and recognize them as the person who was helping. One of the two.
I think I forgot something in the stable. I'll be right back.
Just run off.
Yeah, I kind of make as if I'm going to the stable and just kind of like try to follow them.
Okay. You do see they are going into the it looks like a building that has been built on the backside of the mercantile one.
Okay.
And you see a sign hanging over it, the Friendly Ogre. They seem to be going to the Friendly Ogre.
Okay. I'll go into the Friendly Ogre and just go up to them. I don't have a lot of time because my friends.
Okay. Yeah. You see that he is talking to an elvish man, and is just kind of having a conversation as you walk in. As you turn and walk up to as you walk up to the table, they stop their discussion and turn. And even with your passive insight, you do get a briefest sense of like surprise in seeing you.
What are you doing here?
Hello. Could you give me a moment? He says to the person they're sitting across from. Certainly. And he stands up. What are you doing here?
Passing through?
I believe that you have some very powerful beings chasing you. Do you not?
Hopefully they're chasing the other group.
That is.
I thought you were going to say me.
If it was in front of you, I would have said the professor, but no, you're not here, so I can't insult you.
That is fair.
Gratifying.
We did get them safely somewhere else. But I was under the impression that your group would be heading to the ruins of Schattengrad.
That's where we're off to this morning.
Good. Is there any help that you need? Or any... And he kind of has a little bit of a nervous look on his face as he's looking around now in the Friendly Ogre. I would appreciate if you kept my aid in this matter very discreet.
I just found it strange that you were here as well. I was wondering if you were following us.
I am not following you. I was helping somebody who needed help, and we're close. I'm glad that you're safe. You're not being followed.
No. And I just leave.
Okay, get him. Yeah, absolutely. And as you leave, you can hear the elf sits back down at the table, and the elf says, "Where were we, Caleb?" And you walk out of the Friendly Ogre back to the group. And is there anything anybody else would like to do here in Hope's Bastion before departing back for the ruins?
No, just next time we have a rest, I'm going to read to Anya.
Okay, got it. Sure, absolutely.
So my reading will be a little slower if that matters for any like checks or anything, because I read faster in my head than I do speaking.
Yeah, right. So you're actually speaking out loud.
Just making a note of that.
Okay, got it.
And I use some of my arts and crafts supplies to braid Butterscotch's mane and put some ribbons in.
That's awesome.
Braid her tail too.
Okay, got it. All right. Then with that, the party heads off south towards the ruins of Schottengrad, here after spending time in Hope's Bastion. And you're all feeling very positive. Having retrieved artifacts from the north of the Zemni Fields near Icehaven, now in possession of a vestige of divergence, now outfitted with mounts that can help you travel quicker, and with artifacts from the cave that make you all just a bit stronger. You spend the half of a day traveling, and about we'll say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the distance you see what looks like a camp. Not so different from Hope's Bastion, where you just came from. Rather than a stone wall that's being built, though, this has more wood buildings than tents, more fences than walls. Doesn't look as permanent as Hope's Bastion does. But even from the distance here, you can see this tent-like structure sitting over what, kind of from this angle at this distance where you're at, looking down into it, you can see that there is a large kind of canvas dome that sits over this hole, protecting it from the elements, presumably. As the four of you move forward into this camp, you see on the outer edges patrols. You see, even from the distance you're at, we'll say about 250, 300 feet, the colors of the Crown's Guard. Gloriel, you in particular recognize these colors very easily.
Do I? I would say you
do as well. Yeah, actually, I would say you do as well. Yeah.
What flag is this again?
The Dwendalian Empire. This would be the Crown's Guard.
The Crown's Guard. What do I know about them?
Go ahead and roll a history check.
Yeah, I love history. Here we go. All right. 17, but I want to use the psychic thing again.
Okay.
Because I feel like it, to make it more, because I feel like I could know more. So, an 8. 17 plus 8. Wow, that's a 25.
Okay, so 25. You would know that the Crown's Guard are the kind of domestic protection of the Dwendalian Empire. The Righteous Brand are the army. They're the ones who would be out
like feds.
Fighting.
They're like feds?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would have
I
more
say,
dark spirits with the
guys,
right
it's the
brand.
feds. The federales. Whatever you call them. Anyway, no, it's the...
Thirdly, before we get to anyone, I do want to say to the party, so I understand we're going to have to deal with some of them, but we need to be very, very careful around the Empire spellcasters. I have experience with them in the past, and they are not to be trusted.
Are they dangerous?
Very.
And are they dangerous because they're powerful or because they will betray you or something? For both.
My direct experience was with their power. It was in the war.
Yes.
Yeah. Certainly, I have heard reports of their untrustworthiness, but they could, if we ran into the wrong spellcaster, they could crush us.
Right. I'm just there. There's more than one way to be dangerous, so I had to make sure.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. I fiddle with my wedding ring a little bit. Okay. Thank you.
Is the group moving forward in such a way that this patrol of 2 Crowns Guard would see you or are you making your way around them, trying to get
Anya
to
and
the
I
camp in
are
a
going
less direct
to
route?
suggest to the group, and we're going to sort of do it. Anya and I are going to take a wide berth. We don't want to be anywhere near the feds or the Crown's Guard or really anyone in anywhere adjacent to that. Staying nice and far.
Having
Prefer
seen
hanging
the
with the
Aurora Watch, I'd probably for the best that I avoid it. But if we're going to have to deal with the
Yeah.
assembly, it's only a matter of time before we
Yeah.
discuss my back.
And if necessary, how does stealthing while I'm on horseback work? Does the horse have advantage? Can I give the key to the horse?
That's actually a really good question. I know a ton about mounted combat in 5e, but mounted stealth checks is actually a very interesting.
Well, you know what? Not for now, but maybe if that happens to come up, you can think about it.
Yeah, let me do some research on that specifically, and we'll have that ready for the next session
Because
for sure. Since
it's hard to
especially
hide
since you
while
guys
you're on
have
a horse, I guess. But like maybe it's foggy out or something. I don't know.
Right. Okay, got it. Okay. So with that, the lucky squirrel bastards take a wide berth around the Crown's Guard that are
Yes.
patrolling here.
And I maneuver it so that the professor and I are kind of like the ones in the front, but also the ones further out. I like
like a V formation, but like
a V
like
formation,
the opposite, the opposite of the way birds fly.
Yeah, because I don't know if you read it, but I was ritually casting Speak with Animals, so I could tell the horses to go in formation.
Oh, nice. Okay, just quickly give them the commands.
Yeah, so that it's the Winnie and Gloria are between us and behind us, so that we can be like if anything were to like come clock us or anything like that, we can either run interference or kind of like they see us first rather than the buck.
Yeah. Since we're telepathically linked, I say, excellent. Actually, I don't. I just say it out loud because no one's here. I'm just like, good idea. We keep agreeing. It's amazing. This is like the second time. Anyway, I'm gonna try before she finished casting because it's ritual. I'm gonna try to just tell Anya to get in position by vibes and animal handling, and see if that works.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good at those. 6, but I have so many of these that I'm gonna bump it up again.
As long as you're marking,
I don't use it for any. That's an 8. Okay. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I would say with an 8, it's a little tough.
We're still feeling it out. Still got that
she moves forward.
New rider smell.
Right, she doesn't buck you off or anything, but doesn't quite move in. I would say once Udia gets to Speak with Animals cast, she can kind of give the specific directions for the formation. And with that, the horses take a wide berth around the Crown's Guard, moving kind of out of that path, but keeping close enough that you're not going out of the way of heading towards the ruins of Schottengrad. And I would say about another half an hour to 40 minutes or so of traveling on horseback, you reach the edge of this camp. And you see that the wooden buildings here are mostly functional. There's no fanfare or decoration, any culture that you can see here. You do see the kind of contrast in colors. Some of the tents are the crimson red, the color of the Empire, while others are the contrasting cobalt blue of the Cobalt Soul. And it's easy to tell which building, or at least which tent, belongs to which group, and of the buildings, even those. Just looking at who is walking in and out of them, it seems that there is certainly a separate. There are separated groups here, and that even just standing outside of this camp, you can feel the tension between the two parties, the Cobalt Soul and the Cerberus Assembly, both here to keep the other in check and make sure that what is beneath is not left to plunder. And as you stand outside here of the camp, ready to break through the trees, you see that even to walk in now, there are guards out front. That to walk through, you will have to pass through a fenced area. where you have to speak with, it looks to be 4 Crown's Guard stationed outside the door. And as you all gather outside, all 4 on your horses here now with your artifacts from the Frost Cave ready to delve into the ruins of Schottengrad, I think that's a good place to end the session for the day. So, thank you all for tuning in, and for all those watching the VOD afterwards. We've got a couple spots open in Sanctums and Spies right now. So, if you would like to join the Lucky Squirrel Bastards, there are spots open to it. There is a link down in the panels to follow, to check out the campaign on Start Playing Games, and you could join all of these crazy characters here down for a delve into the ruins of Schottengrad next. But with that, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.